I mean, we could theoretically. It's and like it's just because it's the latest like female-led hero movie we got. Like truly, that's the only reason we're going at it. Before I add to that, let's make sure we got the thing going. Like, to me, the crazier part that you should all be talking about is that article you and I were looking at. Like, all of that studio mismanagement is insane to me. Like, Gunn and Safran. Oh, they can. That's weird. Well then, you guys can hear us. Let's go.
Never before have we had greater
That's
face
weird. I
the
have no idea.
complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
Hope so. Um, yeah. The truth behind that is if I don't schedule myself like time to relax and game these days. Oh, we're both muted apparently. That's full.
Both muted. We shouldn't be muted.
I guess.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get that fixed.
Yeah, we shouldn't be muted. I'm hearing everybody. I'm talking fine. You're talking fine. The audio's coming through.
I can hear us both now.
Oh, you can hear us? Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I just like clicked and unclicked like the same. Like I toggled the thing off and on again, and that must have like kicked it into
It's just
gear.
doing its retarded thing.
It's just being. You know what we haven't seen in a while though. At least on my end, I haven't had the volume like hijacked by Windows. You know, like it stays at 100 now. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. Instead of it just randomly dropping to like 15.
To like 13. Yeah.
I used to have that issue all the time. But as far as what you were mentioning about me going back to streaming, the truth of the matter is, if I don't schedule myself like time to relax and game these days, I just won't do it.
You won't do it, yeah.
Because I'll be like, I could get some writing done, you know, because I've been just writing on the weekends, like,
oh yeah,
almost all day Saturday and Sunday, and so I was like, you know what, I'm starting to get a little like antsy and ornery and fidgety that I'm not like taking any time whatsoever for myself. So I'm just gonna go back to streaming. So currently the plan is to try and stream at least 2 out of the 3 days of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
That's crazy. That's a lot, guys. Especially, I know what Andrew has on his schedule. That this man needs to game. Now, I didn't get to catch it last night because, like I said, you posted it one place. I wasn't online last night. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Did you play anything besides Xenoblade?
Yes.
Oh,
so like
holy
I think for like the first hour, because I went for 3 hours. I think for the first hour or so, I played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because there's an online tournament going on right now.
I'm about to buy that game, by the way. Like,
it's fun, but
Well, I
online
know-
is brutal.
I know it's fun, and I've wanted the game ever since they announced it because, you know, I have talked. I'm not a big Mario Kart fan.
You
but
want
I
it
like
because they
racing.
have
And then they have
it has
Miku.
Hatsune Miku.
Yes, it has Miku in it. But like, it's been that thing where it's like I have you to play with, but I know lately you've been really, really busy to the point where we haven't even had community nights on Sunday for like 2 months.
It was like a month and a half.
Yeah,
or so
like it
that
was
just
a
didn't
long
even have
time.
that.
So I was
Yeah.
like, I could buy it, but the only friend I really have doesn't have like he's. Oh wait, and then what was it like at the State of Play 2 weeks ago, or not State of something, where they announced like Evangelion is coming to Sonic, and I woke up to a bunch of pings from pretty much everybody I know, including like you and Trace. And
So are you
even
getting
everybody.
Crossworlds?
It was like, look, well, Mav's done, Mav's done, Mav's done.
Yep, he's getting that now.
So what'd you play
Yeah.
after Crossworlds though?
I played Ocarina of Time actually.
Oh,
so on
dang.
the on Switch Online.
Is it?
I
It's just the old.
played them.
It's the old like 64.
It's just the old N64.
Because
Yeah.
this sucks. I used to be so locked into like video games, but now the industry has become so shitty. It's hard to care. I know you know this.
You're
we
not
talk about it all
wrong.
the time.
You're not
They
wrong.
still haven't moved the 3DS remake off yet, right? Like it's still not virtual.
No,
console.
that's
It's
just locked. That's just locked to the 3DS forever. Which
not, dude. Okay, we'll move on from video games. I promise, guys. But they're about to shut down the PS3 store. Go get Tokyo Jungle. It's the best
and the
game.
Vita
ever.
store for the 3.5
And
people
anything.
out there.
Hey, look, I'm not even a Vita player, okay? I had the PlayStation TV, which was like the thing that you put the Vita games
damn.
into and played it on the TV.
Yeah.
So I'm one person who probably still uses that device, and I'm still kind of bummed out. But that's a shitty
Gosh,
thing.
dang.
I'm sure you and I will talk about it each on our individual streams. But let's see. What I don't know. I don't really have a lead in for this, guys. Obviously, we are back. It is time to talk about comic books. We don't have a lot of news pouring out this week. It's kind of been... There is one big news thing. Obviously, Andrew and I were talking about it, and we will probably hit it before we jump properly into comics, because it's kind of just a jaw-drop moment. Like, I didn't think this was possible anymore. But yeah, what do we have on deck this week, Andrew? We have Absolute Batman, which is, as always, incredible. We have... What else did we get?
We gotta hit Superman from last week.
We gotta hit
because
Superman
we didn't check
from
that out
last
last week.
We gotta hit Amazing Spider-Man because you finally caught up after your little SpaceCon, right? Break?
Yeah.
Whatever the most recent one was. Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
caught up on that. Well, we gotta run up on that. We are going to talk Aquaman, guys, because you and I may be
Aquaman got,
3 of
like-
4 readers. It's like you, me,
Right.
and Nick. Right? Like, shout out to
It's
our buddy
true.
Nick Weiser. Like, it's the 3 of
Yeah.
us who read that book. And
we're freaking we shout its praises from the mountaintops too.
And this issue is just sort of like I almost want to just like throw it at people, right? Like, this is Aquaman. Like, if Johns hadn't already done his new 52 run, this would be the Aquaman where I'm like, this is what Aquaman is supposed to be. Like, get at it, go. I will admit though, Andrew, we'll get into it, but like the Arion stuff and like the side crew, I kind of don't care about. Like, I really am
We
not
just
vibing
haven't
with
had enough from them since like the first few issues, like pre-KO.
We get like 2 pages a week or an issue dedicated to them at like the very beginning. And I think I'm running into that thing where it's like we spend so little time and develop, and when we are with them, so little is added to their plot. I can't keep up with it. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing. I forget what you guys are doing. Just kind of hanging out, I think.
Pretty much.
But let's see. Off of that, I don't think we missed anything in particular from last week. We hit Batman. Yeah. So this is pretty much we've got comics to talk, and we will talk comics. We probably have a wider floor than usual, given that there's no news to talk about just comic book related things in general. And yeah, I'm excited to hang out tonight. How about you, Andrew?
I'm very excited to hang out and talk some comics.
All right, before we get started, as always, shout out to the chat. Obviously, we had Zero, our first viewer of the night, letting us know that I was leaking through. Very, very odd. I'm going to chalk it up to, as we are improving and building things, mind our dust, right? Like, I'm working on things. Things will clack, things will unlock. Don't worry, nothing's going to come down on us like that skyscraper in New York. Did you see that? That's happening right now?
No.
There's an in construction or like there's a skyscraper that I think is like getting repairs or it's in construction or something. And yesterday, the like two main support things for the construction part of it like buckled. And so they had to evacuate all of like that area of New York. It was a massive scene. There's still like, we don't know what to do. Like, do we touch it? Do we not? I don't know. So
holy crap!
What do you guys? You guys like
terrifying.
that? You guys like that? Current events connection to your comic books?
Wow.
Clone Geek is here. Clone Geek says, "Are you going to finish the Supergirl article discussion?" Yes, that is what Andrew and I were talking about. If you guys heard us in our waiting screen, we'll hit that before we get into comic books. Probably put a nice little cap on the Supergirl discussions for now, because I think after reviewing the movie last week, we've kind of said all we've had to say. We'll talk about the article, but guys, like we've been saying, there is no blood to milk from this stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a Captain Marvel. It's not a Black Panther 2. It's not a
Thor: Love and Thunder. It's not a Eternals. It's just like, guys, some movies just really miss the mark, and this one definitely did.
And I will say, I feel bad for Kara, because that's she's 0-2 now for like silver screen adaptations.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's sort of in the same vein too, right? Where it's like, everybody liked Helen Slater. Most people, unless you're being disingenuous, are like, yeah, Millie is let's see what she's got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody looks at those movies and they're like, it wasn't like insulting. Like, I didn't hate myself, but that wasn't good. And I'm just like,
yeah.
What's the Supergirl curse here?
The actors aren't the problem, it seems like, when it comes to this. It's just
well, to that point, let's add on the Supergirl TV show. We can say she went 0-3 after that. Calista was there for 2 seasons or 1?
Calista Flockhart?
Yeah.
She was still there in season 2 for sure. I don't know if she was in there after season 2 because I stopped watching after season 2.
Because that's where she leaves. And the show really spirals downhill after she leaves.
Oh, man, she's incredible.
Such a good show. Maybe we'll do like a watch club of that someday. I know you and Mary... Did you do Supergirl? I know you've been going through a lot of shows. I know Smallville's the current one.
I think we're maybe a third of the way through. No, probably a quarter of the way through season 6 for Smallville right now.
You're in the like dull zone. You're in the
we're maybe a third of the way through season 2 of Flash.
So you're not even to Supergirl yet. Because isn't she like 3?
We watched. No, she.
Season 3, I mean, like, isn't that where she shows up?
I think it's season 3 where they have the crossover there, in terms of like the musical.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
With Music Meister.
But
yeah.
We watched the first season of Supergirl together, and she really enjoyed that. And I was like, good, then we'll just leave it here. Because it just goes downhill from here. It is only the first season that's worth watching. But she really loved the crossover episode where Barry showed up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like early on, all the crossovers were handled really, 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 really well. Right?
They were like all of the Barry and Ollie crossover episodes were always fun.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Especially, I think it might be the second crossover episode. I can't remember the whole setup, but they're like on the farm, and I think Ollie is like training Barry, and he sets up like the arrow traps, and it like Barry dodges, and he's like, haha, and then it like shoots through his legs.
Yeah,
and he's
right
like,
in the bat. Oh yeah, I was like,
and he's like, you gotta be looking out for that, my friend, right? Like,
yeah,
so good. Let's see. Just grabbing up. Okay, pulling up the news article just so we have it. Going on from there, we have Punk says, freaking Punk says, Buenos noches, foil variant. I've been playing Mario Kart 8 on the last few couple days. 8 is the one for Switch 1, right?
Yeah.
That was the last one.
Deluxe.
That was one I remember everybody loving. You guys played forever on Community Night.
Yeah, we played that one for years.
And then you tried Mario Kart World?
We're already freaking over it.
It was whatever. Let's see. Punk says he enjoyed seeing Supergirl last Saturday morning. Clone Geek says, I still need to see Supergirl. Saw Minions last week, and that was legit a great film. Those movies are surprisingly enjoyable, and I think it might be because like we're adults, right? We see a Minions thing, a Despicable, we just go like whatever. I'm here for a kid, right? Like I'm here for my cousin, I'm here for my brother, like whatever. And our expectations are so low. You know what I mean, Andrew? Where it's like, oh, hey, that wasn't bad. I did see. There's a clip I saw from the new one that made me actually laugh, and I think you might enjoy this because it kind of operates in this comic book sphere. But you know, like the whole. God, this is such an embarrassing moment for Foil Variant because I'm about to go like, you know, the whole premise of Minions, Andrew, is
let's have it.
Is that the Minions are like little supernatural creatures that are they live to serve the most evil like person that they can find, right? Like at any given moment, which is why they were with Gru. In this new one, I saw a clip where one of the Minions goes to one of those like supervillain conventions and he's like trying to find a new supervillain to follow. And he ends up talking to this guy who does time travel. He's like, this is my plan. Like, instead of, you know, going back in time and manipulating things, I just go get myself. And I bring him back and we calculate and we combine our brain powers, sort of like a Brainiac thing. And they're talking to the Minion. And then one of them accidentally bumps like a giant like rocket engine hanging thing. And it snaps the neck of another one. And they go, oh no, the original just died. And they all just go like, boop, 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 and they just like disappear out of nothing. And the Minion just goes like, and he like keeps walking. But I was like, dang, that's a pretty fun joke. So yeah, the Minions movies are weirdly enjoyable. So I'm glad
I saw the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone out of my way.
Despicable Me. That was the last time I saw any of those.
I've never gone out of my way to see one. I think they've all been watched because I have nieces and nephews and stuff, and they're like. My sisters call and they're like, I need a day alone. Can you take them to the movies? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Not even a problem. But all right. So before we get into comic books, the reason we did this little movie jump is as Andrew and I were talking about, as Punk or not, as Cologne Geek noted, we do have a little bit of super girly news, which is this article. I'm not sure anybody saw. And yes, guys, this is moved up now, so your comments can be seen. Don't worry, this isn't an error. The screen, the showing screen is supposed to be up. But we got a report last week regarding the sort of behind-the-scenes drama of Supergirl. Now, it is so basically like the article goes into. How do I put this, Andrew? Basically, we learn that. There were two different cuts of the movie, right? Craig Gillespie, he goes out, he makes his cut, he brings it back to Gunn and crew, and they go, oh, we're not a fan of this. So they try to do what they can. Gillespie at the same time is trying to both do what he can, but also save his vision. And they end up sending two different cuts out to get test screenings, right? And unfortunately, both of them kind of peak out at like 60%, 70% at the max of approval.
Yeah. Which that's like, if you can't get either of your cuts above that tells you something has gone horribly wrong and you need to really reassess.
1,000%. And I think it just became, so then ultimately I think they went with the studio cut for the movie over Gillespie's. Now, the thing to say at the top of this all, and you and I know this, is like there's a lot of hysterics around this story, especially around that bit about there were two cuts. The studio was making their own. That's normal, guys. That's very, very normal.
This is literally every single one of these films.
Every single movie. I mean, just think of all the movies we've seen in our time in this like nerd online sphere, right? We've heard that there are different cuts of different movies with different endings and different scenes, and it's just you throw them out, you see what you just get aggregate stuff. So that's not the big smoking gun of this article, truly. No pun intended either. The smoking gun of this article is more what Andrew just said, that after both Gillespie and the studio, which means James Gunn himself, got their hands on what they had, they couldn't do anything with it. Like, a movie hitting 60 consistently is very, very bad. If it were not for this being a franchise thing and already so heavily advertised, I could honestly
this would have just gotten tossed.
Honestly, that's what I would have imagined. Either like scrap completely, or we got to go back. Like we're restarting.
Well, that's what happened
production.
to Batgirl.
Exactly.
Right? They took however people feel about the prior regime or whatever. They took a look at it and they said this is not salvageable. So we're just going to, it's at a point, however, and because of the way that they had filmed and done the production for that one in particular, they were able to be like, well, let's just kill two birds with one stone. Let's get rid of this. That's not going to drag down our IP further.
Right.
And we get to write it off, right, as just a loss. Right. And so they were like, cool. Like, we're not trying to pretend here that they're doing it for the sake of saving the art. They got to save a buck as well.
That's
and a lot of bucks. But the fact of the matter is, they still were like, this is not salvageable. We cannot put this out. And mind you, this is at a point in time where they were still already putting out bad DC films.
Right.
So despite that, they were like, no, we can't. Don't let this leave the lot.
That's what I tried to like communicate to people back then. Is like, yes, it's a like the cancellation of a film like that. Okay, at late stage like that, it is a little unusual, but it's not unheard of. It's weird, but it's not unheard of. It's the fact that they did that at the same time when they were like, Flash, baby, everybody loves the Flash, right?
Right,
And
they were paying people to say that was the
Tom
best superhero
Cruise!
movie.
I need to know what that was all about. Why did both James Gunn and Tom Cruise come out and go, this is the best movie I have ever seen? Like,
James Gunn, that doesn't surprise me because he was probably already in talks at that point, and so
I guess that's
like
fair. I'll give Gunn
non-disparagement stuff and whatnot. And that's with me already not really liking James Gunn anyway, but just like the fact of the matter is there was probably some non-disparagement thing going on there. But like Tom Cruise saying that was I was like, bro, what do they have your family? Like what's happening?
But he would have people's family. We know that. Like, I don't know what you could have on Tom Cruise that you're like, Mr. Like, you are the last movie star. Praise the Flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't know what they could have had on it.
If that had been any other actor, I would have been just like, I can't watch anything else with you in it anymore, bro. Like you.
But that one was
the
just
fact of the matter is that Tom Cruise is one of my all-time favorite actors.
I'm gonna watch
I love
Tom
almost everything he's in.
Like, it's one of those things. Like, I don't like Tom as a person, unfortunately. Like, I know he's crazy. I know he's in a cult, but it's like, I'm still gonna watch him in a movie. Unfortunately,
when he's like actor Tom Cruise, when he does interviews, when he is doing press junkets and things, he's just like a charming guy and just hyping up the film,
like
hyping up the work, thanking the fans.
You saw all those recordings of him, like, what was it, the latest Mission Impossible, where he would like show up in the fucking theater at a random AMC in the Grove and be like, hey guys, stopping by, just thank you for watching the movie. Like, I know that man loves his stuff, and I'm sure, like you said, it's charming. When I hear him talk about movies, I want to like be excited about movies.
Yeah.
We can't think a little harder than that. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, man, Mission Impossible. Is this just not like Katie Holmes' story of like escaping the house or something? Like, it would be hard. But with Supergirl, it's like Andrew said. I like this. In a normal world, this would have been shelved or scrapped or rewritten from the start. But I think,
or like, we got to delay the crap out of it. Like all the rewrites that we heard about with Captain America, Brave New World,
right? Oh yeah, that's right. They pushed that movie back like
they kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back because they kept doing rewrites and whatnot. And it's like, this is a movie that probably could have benefited from some significant rewrites. Because the issue with this movie, again, it's not the actors. All the actors have good performances.
I have nothing against the actors in this movie. Like, I think they all did in Supergirl. I think they all did great with the material they had.
It's the script. There's just not really anything substantive there.
You know, here's a funny thing that like somebody pointed out to me, and I can't believe like we even fell into this. Somebody was like, damn, I saw a tweet, and the tweet was like, damn, Supergirl had no motion because Seth Rogen was in that movie and nobody's talking about it, good or bad, right? And like, I think back to it, and I remember like Seth Rogen, hearing him coming out of that little guy, the train conductor, but my reaction wasn't
that was
like,
him?
That was him, yeah. The one who,
I didn't even notice.
But see, my reaction wasn't like, oh God, it's Seth Rogen, right? It was just sort of more like, what's the point? Like, why is she even talking to this guy? Like, what are we doing? Again, they wanted a Star Wars really, really bad. And they were kind of, we're going to get it no matter what. So.
You didn't.
you didn't. And instead, you have a giant bomb. And one of the bigger things that Andrew and I like found in that article, and this is what I think we were talking about right before, like when my mic was coming in, is that it apparently Peter Safran and James Gunn, the co-CEOs of DC Studios, their contract's up this year at the end of the year. With them, you know, that's when they have to go, okay, do you want to keep us? Do you want to renew us? Or are we going to go?
Yeah.
Regardless of all the recent stuff with like the Ellisons and the Paramount buyout and all the politics or whatever, like, I don't know. That's just insane to me. You know what I mean?
It's super wild. It's somebody's contract for a position that's as involved as theirs.
And not
right?
just involved,
it's something that's
but like,
that takes.
You're the visionary.
It's a long-term thing. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It takes a while. It's not like they just booted out Snyder after Man of Steel kind of underperformed. They didn't even boot him out after freaking BVS drastically underperformed. You telling me you have the first on-screen live-action appearance of Superman and Batman and Woman in the same film, and
Doomsday, if you want to get like that.
Yeah, if we want to just keep stacking, yeah, sure.
Like you're getting all
we could
of
do
these
that
first, yeah.
And it underperformed like crazy.
The Dark Knight Returns armor. Like, we literally got a 1-to-1. I know you don't really care for that story, but, like, you can't deny that's a 1-to-1 perfect right from the page.
It is ripped right from the page. I don't like that story, and I don't like that suit, but they did a great job adapting it.
It's a good suit when he's old. I don't like when he wears it when he's young, like in that movie, because I'm like, the whole point of it looking like that is that it's, like, supporting you, not...
Yeah, because you're creaky-ass old bones, right?
Right, exactly. Like in fucking... in Dark Knight Rises, where Bruce is, like... Do you know how much I hate that, by the way? Where they're like, here's... Bruce has been reclusive for 5 years. Nobody's seen him because his leg is fucked. Wow, that's a really big challenge for the Batman. Here's a perfect prosthetic and you're fine. And you have super strength now.
Right.
On to the movie. On to Bane. And I'm just like...
It allows you to kick a Humvee and be fine now, right?
And we just never talk about it again. Like, all right, what are we doing here? But yeah, back to this. It's just... Like Andrew said, to hire somebody and go, we want your vision. We want you to craft this in your way. And then you only give them, like, enough time to sort of get it started. Like we haven't seen Marvel-level delays in the DCU yet since it started. Everything Gunn has promised has come out. Even still, what have we gotten? We've gotten Creature Commandos, Superman, and season 2 of Peacemaker, kinda-ish, however you want to play with that continuity. You got 3 projects, and that's with everybody firing and with all the support behind him. What did you guys expect? It's kind of like setting them up to fail, and it's just, it's a head-scratcher.
The truth of the matter is, I was concerned the moment, and I know we got to talk about comics, but as soon as he announced his slate, I was like,
so
what are we... Like, I'm fine with you wanting to do those those more strange projects,
like
and the more off the wall
the recent
stuff.
Announcement of the like Gorilla Grodd Jimmy series. I'm sorry, I heard that and I went like absolute cinema. Like I am so I don't remember the last time I was so excited for this. Like, and everybody's like, this is so dumb. Why are you doing it? I'm like, you guys, you don't know ball. Like this is going to be good.
The fact of the matter is, they haven't earned. I think Gunn still thinks he may literally be the same guy that pulled off Guardians of the Galaxy and made them household names, but he's not that guy here because he's not operating on an upswing MCU that's just putting out banger after banger and billion-dollar films like it's going out of style.
And he's also
or close to billion-dollar films. He's having to reconstruct the DC universe on film. And you need you need to kick it off with a bang. And okay, we got Superman. Superman did okay in theaters.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I loved it. You loved it.
I love it.
Mary loved it, right? We all enjoyed that film, but there are a lot of people that didn't, right? And so that's a miss. Look, honestly, that kind of puts it just in the same territory that Man of Steel was in, where it's like you had some people that really loved it and everybody else was just kind of like, eh.
Well,
right?
it's
It's
like,
just that, but without the grayscale.
It's kind of like, do you remember? Yeah, without the grayscale. Remember when, like, obviously we don't have a lot of references for big, expansive franchises like this, right? Like, it's really only Marvel. So, but remember back when Civil War was coming out, like that Phase 2 era, we were getting a lot of announcements and a lot of shuffling. And if you guys remember, a lot of that shuffling at the time was due to like, oh, here's what's popular, here's what's hitting. It seemed less egregious at the time because it made sense. Easily the thing I'm talking about the most is Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man in Civil War. If you guys remember, after that, Disney was off to the races. They're like, open up our slate. That's going to a Spider-Man movie. This is going to a Spider-Man movie. Sony, you want to do all your weird movie? Fucking go for it. Like, they were just in, right? So it's not unusual for a franchise like this, or even like think about comics, right? We had this series planned, but we saw so many people were responding to X character. Here comes a miniseries, right? Like, it's not unusual for them to shuffle it
Strike
up.
while the iron's hot.
Exactly. And so I think that is a big miss that's going on here right now, is that Gunn's not really like in this.
We don't
era,
even have a hot iron yet.
Right, that's what I mean.
Is the thing. Like, the iron isn't even hot yet because we haven't had a chance to do that. Plus, I think you're sticking the iron in the wrong places right now. Like, look, you didn't have to have
That's exactly
Batman be your first movie to kick off the DCU. I disagree
and you know
with
what?
that.
I
that
think
premise.
it was a good move not to. I think going with Superman and that classic
should
Superman,
set the tone.
that was
that
smart.
Should set the tone of your
and
universe.
it worked. Right, exactly.
Right? But then you follow that
Iron
up with
Man,
Batman.
Yeah. Or
then you follow that up with Batman and Wonder Woman. Like, give us the Trinity.
Or you don't even, like, to be fair, I could even let them still have Batman and Wonder Woman on the burner. Tell me what you're doing with the Flashes. Tell me what you're doing with the, I mean, we're getting a Lanterns thing, but it looks like dog shit. Tell us what you're doing with, like, the Hawk people. Like, just give us something.
Or give us a new Aquaman.
Or give us a new, oh my God, everybody would lose their minds with a new Aquaman. But it's like,
dude, get Alan Richardson or whatever his last name is.
Dude,
and have him play.
I almost think he's too
Arthur.
big. I almost think he's too big to be Arthur. You know what I mean? Like, Arthur's muscular and he's giant, but you still got to like believe
we're taking it 90s, right?
Okay,
we're just taking it 90s.
We're going full live action Bruce Timm. I like that.
Yeah,
I can
why not?
absolutely get behind that.
Why not? I'd buy it.
I would. Oh, I mean that's kind of an asterisk for us. Is like, we're gonna be here for all these dumb projects anyway. Like, load us up. But I think the thing I'm trying to get at is, it's insane to me. Like, if Superman did well, you start out with your big character. Good, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
If it did well, I would see, okay, we don't have to hit anything big yet, but you got to throw people something they know. I'm sorry. As much as even being the big DC nerds we are, I had no, like, excitement for Creature Commandos. I really do not care. Right? Like,
yeah.
And then I liked Peacemaker Season 2, but in the grand scheme of things, that's really just like a sequel season. It has nothing really to do with the rest of the DCU. Mm-hmm. Like, John Cena, everybody likes him. I think that's kind of, maybe that's the thesis of what I'm getting at here. Because Clone Geek brought up, I think Supergirl might be a harder character to sell as a solo character. And I don't know about that per se, because you know me, I'm a big proponent of, if you have the right story, it can blow up. I mean,
well, look
at the Guardians.
The first 2 seasons of Supergirl did really good numbers.
That's true,
and on the CW.
And then there's
CW and what was it? CBS was the first season?
Yeah, I think CBS.
Whatever it was.
And then what's that? I know there's that cartoon with like the spiky hair down Kara, like DC Superhero Girls or something. And I know she's like the lead in that. I don't know anything past that, but you have Supergirl as the lead of that line, right? Like, people want her. People know her. I think it's just, on that note of Peacemaker, at this point, like, you had your one shot right now to go, okay, but Superman was good. Let's go for a B- lister or like an A- lister. It didn't work. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board. But now you need to accept that, like, yes, we failed, but we also have fans out there. and now we need to like respect them and give them
and
something.
reinvigorate them.
Exactly.
To be interested and give a crap about our universe.
And that's when you move something up and go, okay, Aquaman's in production now, and this is actually who we have. Or you announce a Robin. You do something with something somebody knows, because otherwise you're just I feel like what they did up to this point, Andrew, is they're going with a lot of like, well, you liked gun stuff, so like Peacemaker was good. You liked Peacemaker, and everybody did, and everybody went, well, you liked Guardians, you'll like the Commandos dynamic, and from what I've heard, people did.
I've heard it was a decent show. I just have no interest.
I have no interest in it. But then,
like people telling me the Andor is really good. I was like, I'm glad that the writing's good. I just don't care.
I can't Star Wars anymore. I cannot anymore. It makes me sad, angry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like just move something. But what they're doing is, I think they saw everybody latching onto these characters because the writing was good. And so they were ready to give Gunn a chance. And so that's where you went, okay, I can get behind Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner, sure. But now that it kind of farted, this is when you got to realize, like, oh, now everybody's leaving. Do I keep them in? Go, no. Remember those like last few songs I just played? I'm going to play more like that. Stay here.
Right.
Or do you go, okay, it's time to bust out, my radio single to just get everybody to stick around and remember, like, oh yeah, we like this guy for a reason. I'm not saying you have to take your entire set from that point and go,
right,
it's all, all the small things, the rock show or whatever. Like, you don't have to do that, but you have to, it's fan service, and you got to give your fans a little something. Otherwise, they're all just going to go, where's Batman? Where's Green Lantern? Where's Flash? Where's Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think Gunn was wanting to kind of center his DCU around the Superman family, which I like and respect that. But the foundation it needs to be built more strongly. And you gave us a good Superman film, but not a Superman film that just blew audiences away and made $1 billion. It was like, now you're off to the races, right? Like, you had a Superman movie that like did okay,
but see,
and
like,
then
I think it did
you
great
put out Supergirl that didn't do well at all.
I think it did. See, how do I put this? I put a slight asterisk there because I think, like, you are right. Unfortunately, Superman middle performed. It didn't do great. It didn't bomb, but it was less than they would have wanted and probably expected and hoped for. Pardon me. That aside, I think it did that thing where it sacrificed that big explosive box office, but the heart and all of that stuff got people back invested, right? They're like, oh, DC.
It certainly did for me.
And everybody started, there was a lot of hype around Supergirl, genuinely, that I saw from people I know who probably didn't care about Superman at all prior to that, right? And I forget where I'm going with this, but basically they made a Superman movie, and the Superman movie was good. By attaching Supergirl to your sequel, you're kind of making it a de facto sequel, right? Mm-hmm. And so when all the themes from that movie and all of that gets so immediately tossed out to the window, you're just left, right? Like, all of the being kind, like, nice is the new punk rock, we can find a way to save everybody without killing them. All of that goes out, or, grounding Superman as being human. All of that stuff is gone for Woman of Tomorrow. Like, gone. One of the best examples, you and I love how authentic and genuine, what's his name, David Cornsweet feels as Superman. Like,
he feels earnest.
Even in Supergirl, that little scene where he meets her, you're just like, God, that's like a real guy. Like I absolutely love him. Oh, damn it, where was I going with that? David Cornsweet, Superman, felt like, so you have like an earnest Superman where you're like, wow, this is a real guy I can get behind. And then you go over to Kara, who, instead of embracing any of like being who you are, or even doing because I know it's like a rebellion story too, not even doing it that right. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying. She doesn't feel like Kara either. So it just, I don't know. I think I'm just going in circles now at the fact that that movie is a mess. And I think I don't really have much left to say on it. Andrew, do you have any other stamps to add on Supergirl?
I think that everything that's been worth being said has been said about this movie.
I think so too. The last thing, the end cap I'll put on the story though is, did you happen to catch in the article what the original needle drop was supposed to be at the final fight? It was not supposed to be a very bad acoustic cover of Jimmy Eat World's The Middle. It was supposed to be freaking Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And I'm like, that is so much better.
That really is a lot better.
Why did you
But
guys
it's a
go with
lot
The
better,
Middle?
but I think the issue I would have had with that, because I think on paper, having that would have been way more fun. I think in execution, if the rest of the movie had been the same, that would tonally contrast with how Kara was presented in that entire film. Like, at no point did she really seem like she was having that playful fun.
Well, I'll give you a counter, because like, you are right, and I get that, and you're right. I see that now. It could have been a nice little like full circle moment, because we started out the movie with her being like, I just want to go out and party. Like, I want to be away from the crest of L and being a superhero. Like, I just want time to myself. Right? And then you could play into this thing of her embracing who she is as Supergirl, as she does at the end. And now, because she can have that fun that she's been looking for. Like, you could have done something with it. I still think, like, to me, Andrew, honestly, it's the fact that, like, I keep forgetting, and then I keep remembering that the needle drop has that fourth wall break from her, where she, like, flies up and she, like, looks at the camera and smiles for no reason.
Yeah, that was
and
such
I feel
a
like
useless shot.
You move that out just in general, and maybe the scene becomes like 1,000 times more tolerable. Not great, but like better than what we got. But as it stands, I just groan so hard when that happens. Just gross. Move on. We're done here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's all we've got. Timon says Superboy would fit this rebellious trope better. A Connor, like a Con-El, right? Yeah, like that would have been fun.
Con-El specifically, but even then, I don't know. I think honestly the premise of the story just didn't land with audiences.
I really think that's that. And like, you know me, and all of you know, I've been a proponent, a supporter of like, you know what? It's not what we know, and I admit it's jarring, but I'm up to seeing this like modern interpretation of Kara. Like this is what women her age feel like nowadays. And so I think you could have done a lot with it. You just didn't do anything. You just executed it in the worst way, the least exciting way possible, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all we have left to say about Supergirl. Clone Geek says, I think Gunn's job will be safe if Clayface and Lanterns are hits. I don't know.
I don't know if those are going to be hits.
I don't know if those are going to be hits, but I also don't know if that's going to matter, because remember, we're also dealing with the whole David Ellison merger Paramount thing. Like, it's getting bad.
There's a lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts, not a lot of them working out in DC Films or DC Studios, Gunn, Safran's favor. So at this point, all we can say is like, that's weird. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'm not excited for Lanterns, like, at all.
I could not care less about that show. At least not from anything they've shown us.
They revealed today, not even a real reveal, but all of the like city permit planning documents went like live on the San Diego City like portals and stuff for Comic-Con. So you can see everybody like filing for their off-site permits where they like turn, you know, a store into like a pop-up store for something, or they turn like a bar into a themed bar. There's going to be one for Lanterns, and I saw the document, and it's like Lanterns training camp or whatever, and it's in like some bar, but the theming is all like wood. Like, remember how they how do I explain this? Remember in Captain America, right? Like the first Avenger, when they're in that training camp where Steve is all shrivelly.
Yeah.
They've got, you know, that camp, as was common of the times, which is what I was getting at. like its walls are literally made like a fort style. Like it's got like wood tree trunks and you like tie them together, right? That's what it's themed after. Like that's what it's like suggesting. Like Lantern Boot Camp is like an army on the ground boot, and I'm just like,
that's not at all what it would be.
Exactly. Like you did it right in the Ryan Reynolds movie. You had him get abducted to Oa, and everybody going like, yeah, we're gonna tell you how this shit works. You're a dumb human, and like Lanterns is such a bummer because like we love Lanterns. I love the War of Light stuff. I know you do too, but I also really love what's his name, the actor who's playing Hal. I really like him. And
yeah, he's great.
And
I wish that he had played a younger Hal when he was younger.
Right,
he would have been much better. But then again, if he had been younger, then Nathan Fillion would have also been younger, and Nathan Fillion would have been the perfect casting for a younger Hal.
Which
if Nathan Fillion wasn't 60 or whatever he is now.
You know what would have been so cool? You don't even have Hal. Like I'm gonna give you a gun-ism right here. You don't even do Hal in your show, right? You have it recruiting John, and you know you still have Aaron Pierre, but his teacher is either maybe not Guy because they used Guy and he's being used in other stuff, but like you have Kyle, right? And Hal should be talked about as like he was a hero, but then maybe you don't like get into things. Right?
Yeah.
That was like serviceman Hal Jordan, like one of the finest officers the court ever saw in his day. And then Aaron Pierre's like, in his day? What do you mean? And they go, come, we need to get to ring slinging class or something, right? And then we learn maybe the Parallax stuff already happened, or maybe he's in process of being Parallax. I don't like this idea of him being the jaded, like, grumpy, being a superhero is gay.
It's stupid.
Like, I really don't like it. 'Cause Hal likes being a superhero, or he at least likes flying.
He likes it a little too much.
He likes flying.
Yeah.
Did I ever share you? There's one of my favorite scenes in World's Finest, the Dan Mora, Mark Waid series, where Bruce and Clark need to like meet up, but they need to do it discreetly in their civilian identities. So Bruce arranges to have Clark cover the experimental flight of a Wayne Tech like plane being launched from Ferris and being driven by Hal. Obviously they all know each other. They're using that as cover. They're standing there in the tower, like as Clark and Bruce Wayne, and Hal's about to go off, and Clark goes, man, I'm really surprised that you of all people would trust Hal with your multi-billion-dollar experimental jet. And Bruce is standing there, you know, hands in his pockets like, oh, I mean, he might be a showboater, but I know he, if anything goes wrong, he'll use his ring to get him out of trouble. What do you know, Andrew? You know exactly what Superman tells him. Hal doesn't wear his ring when he flies. Like, that's the entire point. And Bruce, from that moment, just goes, like, dead, like, doesn't speak for the rest of the scene, just eyes wide, and Hal, of course, crashes the plane. And then, like, when Hal's, like, parachuting down, he just, like, waves to Bruce. And Clark's like, maybe your files are out of date. You should have known that.
Wow.
But, all right, that's enough about the upcoming DC slate and all that. Andrew, let's get into comic books from this week, shall we? Or last week, or just comic books in general.
Let's talk some comics.
Where would you like to start, my friend? We got
let's
so
hit
much to go
Superman
over.
since we missed it last week.
Yes, we did. All right, guys, it is time for more
Prime
time. And, I didn't realize I had the white background on. Let's go dark. It'll be easier for everybody to see. I don't know why it's all wacky like that. Let me resize it. There we go. There's our dark background. That goes... Whatever. I'll fix it later. We are live with not even the right book. Good Lord, I have so many things open. Before we get into comics, I wanted to hit this again really quick because I know I brought this up last week, but we moved on super fast. DC, as you and I have talked about before, clearly the only publisher in the game who really cares about, solving the distribution problem. We talked before how I found that Justice League issue that was like 4 great stories and it spanned so many different eras. And you and I were like, wow, that's pretty impressive that you're not just going with like the hotness or the classic. They did a Supergirl special in the same vein. And Andrew, I wanted to put this to you to see, like, as a mad Supergirl fan, how do you think of just your thoughts on the selection? They had number 1 of Sophie Campbell's Supergirl, the new one. They had number 1 of New 52 Supergirl. They had number 1 of Woman of Tomorrow, obviously. And then they had Superman Batman. Like the issue where she falls into the bay or whatever, and they find her again.
Most excellent.
I know.
Where is it?
Like,
it's over here.
which of his 9 copies is he about to pull out?
I was gonna
right
say,
now?
I've got the frickin' compact there. I've got my artist gallery edition from Michael Turner here.
Oh, which by the way, guys, DC Art of Michael Turner Kickstarter ends tonight. If you want to get on that.
It does.
So just a reminder, we're not paid or anything. I'm not going to share a link because it takes too long to go find it. But it's going to be pretty. Go pre-order it. But yeah, I was okay. So like on one hand, I wasn't surprised because that Justice League special, I knew that they tried to give a big range of stories. But on the other, it's not. The other is like I was surprised that they went to like Superman Batman, you know what I mean? Like that's such a radically different version of all of these Supergirls that I was like, wow, that's impressive. And it kind of just made me think like this is kind of what I would want from comic specials and anthologies. And if you're trying to get people into the character, is instead of just reprinting like Woman of Tomorrow, because that's the most recent one, or Sophie Campbell, you kind of just give them a sampler of every type of Supergirl. Right? Like right. This is all the eras. You can go now and you can go pick. Do you want to read the classic one? Do you want to read this one? And I think that just feels better to me as a comic fan. And that feels like how we should read comics, which is like you find your favorite person, go on it. Go run with it. Eventually, you will meet up with me and Andrew in having read everything because you'll get bored and you'll go, well, I like Barry. Barry's over here and it's off to the races, right? Like, so I just wanted to shout that out and get your thoughts on it because Supergirl, yay Supergirl, but she is not our primary, she's not House of, is she L? Is she technically House? It is House of L for her, right?
Yeah, she's technically House of L, yeah.
I always forget because then they get mad.
Her father's Zor-El instead of Jor-El.
Yeah, I knew that, but then it's always, she always gets, there's always like 2 things in her like identity that separate her from Superman in any reboot. And she always just like inevitably DC makes her just get really locked onto those 2 things for like no reason. So I couldn't remember. But so House of L, we will jump from Kara over to our boy Superboy Prime. Again, guys, one of like the best series, I think. I don't know. It's like for me, it's between this and Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. But yeah, as you and I say all the time, if we're talking mainline books, this is DC's winner right now, right? And this issue is no exception to the ongoing run. As you can see from the cover here, we are picking back up with the story of Superboy Prime. He has just learned that all of the, I guess you could say like panic attacks or hallucinations he's had regarding, you know, continuity breaking or going up against the Teen Titans or anything. He's learned that all of this isn't him going crazy or whatever, but it's
all Manchester
Black, who is out for revenge against, well, technically he's out for revenge against Luthor because, and I forgot about this. I had to go back and read this after this issue came out. There was that, I think it's Rebirth. There was a period where everybody knew Superman's identity. Oh, it's because New 52 Superman revealed himself to everybody. Like him and Diana like showed their identities at right before
New 52 Superman did, and then frickin' Bendis had classic Superman do it during his run.
Oh, he did. Okay, then never. I didn't read any of that. So I guess.
And then that got wiped.
That's what happened. Well, that's what it was. Is after whatever event happened there, I think it might have been Leviathan or whatever. Lex abducts Manchester Black, and he goes, "I'm gonna like take your power, and I'm gonna juice it up, and I'm gonna erase everybody's memory of Superman." Right? And in classic Lex fashion, you go, "Oh, he's helping him out," and he goes, "I just want to prove I can do something he cannot." Right? Like, okay, we get it. But that's what this is all linking back to. It's like a 3 or 4 year old, not even a story. That's literally a scene of Lex going, all right, Black, I'm going to use your powers. And Black screams, and then everything is done. So kudos to Wade for picking up on those old, or not Wade, Williamson for picking up on those old plot threads. But with this issue, as you can see from the cover, this is where we finally start getting into, like, this is where we go full on with the premise. This is where we start getting into all the different realities, all the different depictions. You know what I mean? Like, this book does one of the things I really love, Andrew, with multiverses, especially when you go to, like, the cartoons or the live action, where you go to that style, right?
Yeah.
Like, I
and
love
Laura
that
showcases
so
that
much.
he is a phenom, and he just draws in like
He's
16 different
crazy.
styles in this.
He's
this
crazy
one issue.
in this book. So, starting off the book is, if you guys remember, we ended the last issue with Manchester Black throwing Prime right back at the start of his fight with the Titans, the Justice Society, Infinity Inc., all of them during Infinite Crisis. As we start, Superboy Prime, you know, kudos to him. He basically goes, this isn't real. Like, I'm not doing this. And so all the Titans start, like, hitting him. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then Damage, his arm gets ripped off anyway. And he starts realizing that, oh, like, Manchester Black is just going to play this out the way he wants.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what I do, he's basically going to make everything happen anyway. So he goes, all right, I need to, you know, like, get out of it. Can everybody, like, chill for a second? And I know I stop on this page because I know you want to talk about it. I know you it's been on your chest for a while, because in this scene, Superboy Prime,
Because it's wrong.
it is wrong, but so one of our favorite scenes in
It's
all of DC,
unreliable
we talk
narrator
about
wrong
it.
is what it is.
Exactly. We have the Flash family, Wally, Jay, Bart coming to get Superboy Prime. If you remember, this is where
They tried to run him into the Speed Force.
Well, they do, and then that's when Jay goes, the Speed Force, it's gone. And then at the end of that issue is when Bart comes back out in Wally's suit and does the, like, he's coming! And they go, who? Superboy. He's got his cool-ass armor on, right? So, in this moment, Prime dodges him this time, and he says, oh, it's the Flash family. They're going to get me. Psych.
Right.
Only Barry is fast enough to get me. And both of us, obviously, you guys shouldn't
wrong.
be surprised.
It's
wrong.
incorrect.
Both of us went, no, I don't think so. And
actually,
and like
actually literally wrong.
And I
didn't have an issue with him necessarily dodging them here.
No.
But he knew that they were coming. And so he literally just, all right, so I'm just going to not be in the place that I was when they were able to hit me.
Right, exactly.
That,
So
I had no issue with. But this type of, the bigger issue that I have with this page is when you have the character say something like, you know, psych, only Barry's fast enough to hit me. Then you get freaking retards on CBR putting out articles saying Superboy Prime reveals there's only who the
DC
real
confirms,
fastest,
yeah.
right? And it's like, no, you idiots, you're missing all the context deliberately
and
for clicks.
And honestly, by missing the context, you're missing a way better moment here. It's not just a power scaling moment, right? This is, I had to explain this to Andrew to sort of like talk him off the Speed Force cliff for a second. I was like, Prime is saying that, but remember, Prime is one of those like really aggressive sort of old school forum nerds, right? Like he likes what he likes, and he will do anything to argue like, nope, my guy is the best one. We saw him do that.
Correct.
So this, to me and to Andrew, is like, it's him being a fanboy. This is so, it's a good, again, like sort of meta moment, commentary, a reflection of how we engage with things. Way cooler.
If you take
than them just
if you
being
take
fast.
what he's saying literally, then he's literally wrong.
Then
but
yeah,
if you take
it's
it
not
as
even true.
unreliable narrator / fanboy for Silver Age stuff, then it's just him being unreliable narrator and a fanboy.
Also, like, he knows Wally. Like, he got caught by Wally and Bart, and like he already knows. So there's also part of me that's him just being like snooty. Like,
that's possible.
No, like, you're not gonna get me. I know now. Like, it's only Barry.
That would be
you
him
got
like
lucky.
saying Batman sucks eggs,
Right,
right? Like...
exactly. Batman, or yes, Superman's my favorite. Batman sucks eggs. So, fun little moment. and like
All right,
Andrew
rant
said,
over.
there's a good way to take this, and there's a retarded way to take this. Let's hopefully you guys out there, if you're watching,
And
the
I
show,
admittedly, when I
will go
first
for the
read it,
good one.
I took it the wrong way. I
that's
took it the
also-
literal way because I was annoyed.
Because-
but part
but
of that's
that's
also
also-
because I don't seem to get any good Flash stories these days.
Well, it's that, but you also, like, as you kind of like displayed to everybody, you went immediately, like, your annoyance wasn't necessarily from that. You went, I know this is immediately going to get taken out of context by everybody, and I'm going to have to hear it for, like, the rest of my life. And that, my friend, like, I'm right there with you. Like,
and that same day, I was like, all of a sudden, if I pulled up Google Chrome, because, it has, like, the articles recommended for you. Oh, look at that. At the literal top of the list is a CBR article or a comicbook.com article saying DC confirms fastest Flash from new Superman. I'm like, oh,
I hate when they do.
Go to hell.
And then they always put something in, like, the very last line where it's like, of course, this isn't pure confirmation. Superboy might be unreliable. And it's like, you know what you were doing. You know, you asshole. Like, you intellectually dishonest jerks.
You're no better than, like, clickbait YouTubers.
I mean,
you are no better.
CBR and clickbait YouTubers, they should just get married at this point. So, yes, the back to Superboy Prime, his fight continues unfolding. We get the return. Unfortunately,
Golden Age.
I was really excited because when the previews came out, I sent it to Andrew, and I was like, "Holy shit! It's Kal-El, like Golden Age Superman." We have literally not seen him since Infinite. Well,
we have not seen him since Infinite.
since
Crisis.
Infinite. And it's not him. It's just a Manchester Black illusion.
Yeah.
But it is him. So it's like it's cool, but also like I want him there. But basically, we have a giant Silver Age fight between him and Prime. Love this page right here where he throws a moon at Prime, and Prime's, that's so Silver Age, like that's so cool. Getting hit by that moon pops him into a new reality, which is the animated
DC animated universe.
Where,
it's amazing.
honestly, I think, so, like, I
would read an entire comic series from Mora in this style.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't have the right, so, like, his Superboy Prime here, I saw a lot of people talking like, it doesn't look exactly like the DC. Oops, I moved it. Didn't mean to do that. Like, it's not exactly the DCAU. It looks off. It looks weird. And I went, okay, maybe there's something valid there. I get that. You're right. He has more curves because he's not kept in the Bruce Timm style. Like, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, Andrew, like, this looks like when they did the comics. Remember that? Like, and so to me, I was like, oh, this is like the junior.
Yeah, I used to read the freaking Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Yes, exactly.
Comics.
And so
they
I was
were
like,
literally just meant to be that universe.
And
they were drawn in that style.
And I went, Mora, this is so. Not only did you do the AU, but you did the comic version of the AU, and it's just so much fun. And so from there, we basically devolve into a montage of Manchester Black trying to break Superboy Prime to work on his side to help him. We learn that he wants him to do another reality punch to bring back the darker, edgy, and okay, I'm just gonna say, like, I love this concept that Williamson's doing, but Black goes, we've, like, ever since, Rebirth, everything has been, cheery and happy, and it's just, this isn't it. I want my world back. Like, remember when our world was, like, super dark and people were killing each other? Like, that's what I want, and you're going to bring it back. And you and I talk about it all the time, like Diana killing Max and Max killing Ted and just all of that. I mean, the Superboy Prime fight against the Titans, it was just an unnecessarily edgy era. And
it was incredibly edgy and dark, and I was not a fan of it. That can work for certain characters, but when you just blanket your entire universe with that,
it's because they were trying to do the black leather thing with the X-Men. Like they were trying to go, oh, superheroes aren't lame and for babies. Like, they can be mature things with mature
they never
stories.
were lame and for babies. You're lame and for babies.
I mean, it's true, but I mean, when you get what is it, like Pulitzer Prize winning author or whatever, Brad Meltzer, to like, he's gonna go with the popular thing. But so from there we get a jump to like a Superboy Prime calls it an edgelord crossover where everybody is dressed in black. It's like Ollie's got a chainsaw arm down there.
Look, Batman's dressed like how he was in the Snyderverse.
I did see, and I was like, oh, that's totally a Snyderverse ding over there, isn't it? Especially, did you also notice the rest of his team? Because it is like, it's Green Lantern, it is here, let's go zoom, it's GL, it's Wonder Woman, it is Slade with his eye patch, it's a Superboy Prime, like it's him, the Batman, and then dang it, the window won't go that far, let's see, but then there's also that Flash, and look at that design. Like, this is pure, like, this is 100% the Snyderverse, and Mora's just being cheeky with it, and I love him for it. I absolutely love him for it. But yeah, so Superboy Prime keeps just, he's not entertaining it. He's like, dude, you're crazy, leave me alone, like, stop. And Black just continues beating him through different realities, different continuities. Next up, we get a jump to the old classic romance comics with what's her name, Witchfire, playing the role of the pining lover, if you will. Which,
good lord.
It's Dan Mora women, dude. I'm telling you. It's him and Jimenez.
Dan Mora women.
You will not...
They're peak.
If you're a straight woman, you're going to be gay. If you're a gay man, you're going to be straight. If you're a straight man, you're cooked. Like, that's what happens when you read a Mora thing. They're so pretty. But, yeah, it's, a really funny... how do I put this? It's just a quick jump in, a really hyper, a hyper version of those romance comics, and they were already hyper as they were, like hyper reality. This just takes it to 11 with like the first question Witchfire asks is like, do you love me? Do you want to get married and have kids right now? Right? Like, whoa, like chill out. But there is a funny moment here, and I wanted to see like what you thought of it, because Witchfire goes to Prime. She's like, "Oh, Prime, like we have such a connection. You're the Batman to my Catwoman, the Batman to my Talia." And Prime goes, "Huh, Batman really has a type, doesn't he?" And it's the like femme fatale villain.
Chicks with problems is what it is.
Yeah, right. And like, I don't know. It's a funny thing. Part of me wants to say like I think that would be like an interesting story beat to like explore, but I also. It's one of those ones that has to be done so exactly well that there's way bigger of a chance of somebody just farting it up. You know what I mean? Like, just some very freshman year dissertation about gender dynamics. I don't know. But so from there, we get Prime thrown into the classic horror comics that were all like mostly words back in the day. I laughed really hard at this one because then Prime goes, "Oh no, I'm in some indie darling slice of life comic." And honestly, guys, as somebody who grew up in like the 2000s when these were everywhere and these were the thing, I was just like, "Yep, got him." Like, got his ass. Like, it's not bad. He's not like railing on him. They weren't bad comics per se, but it's just like, "Yep, you nailed that trend like right there." And then of course, like this was. I laughed here because he goes, "Oh, look, it's a slice of life comic." And then he goes, "Hey, boss, where are the new comics?" And his boss goes, "What's a comic book?" And that immediately causes Prime to just like, "No, I got to get out of here. Run." From there, we get a 9-grid layout where we're just speeding up the montage. We get we get Prime in a fantasy, sci-fi, 60s type deal. We get him manga style. We get him Frank Miller Sin City style. We get him, what's his name? Like Robert Howard Conan style. We get a swing at Tom King where he goes, "Oh God, I'm in a 9-grid panel, aren't I? Like I better keep moving before Tom King gets me." We get a flash to the war comic era. We get a little visit to the black and white old like Disney cartoon era before finally coming back to almost like what am I trying to say here? They don't come back to reality. They come back to like another fake reality made by Black, but it's one where it's like the entire world is like Prime. Like you have comics that tell you the stories of everybody, and Manchester Black starts reading and he goes like, "Wow," like there's a line he says here where, yes, right here. "Until I got into your head, I never realized how much history repeats itself. Reboots, rewrites, retcons over and over again. It's a bit like a lame version of reincarnation. But you know the real deal will return. Yeah, he always does." And I'm like, so I think I've shared with you that page from Thor, right, with the Minotaur guy, where he breaks. So during that Mortal Thor run that Al Ewing was doing, now it's just, or no, Immortal Thor, now it's Mortal Thor. But in Immortal, there is one issue where like Roxxon ends up buying like the image rights to Thor the superhero. So they do a special called like Roxxon Presents Thor. And you know, it's drawn by Greg Land. It's full of like corporate sponsorships. Like it feels very much like, you know, all the Hollywood executives were getting on it.
Right.
And in the middle of the comic, there's a cut where the Minotaur character, like Dario, I think, like Augur, the guy who runs Roxxon, he cuts in, he talks to the viewer or the reader, and he goes like, "See, you know, we can laugh about all this too. Bad traced art, all of this, ha 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 ha. And now that we're joking with you, we're in on it. But now, like, and that's what we can do. Now we're in on the joke, and now you'll celebrate the joke with us, and we can, you know, market more things to you with the joke. And yeah, you think we're on your side, but
like,
it's really...
guys, we already knew that Superman was coming back. You didn't have to make Superboy Prime say it.
Right, and like,
we already knew that. I've been a DC Comics fan for just about 3 decades at this point. I already know what your shtick is.
Right, like we already... I hate the idea, like, when they do things like this, where, you know, they'll have somebody call out something, right, like Manchester here. Like, wow, this is really dumb that you keep rebooting into lamer and lamer versions. But then they don't do anything. They just go, haha, isn't that funny? And then it's like, okay, it would be if Andrew said it to me, but you are the guys in charge here. You're the ones who can say that doesn't happen again. And it, like, it's the same feeling I got from the Tom King reference here, right? Where it's like, okay, yes, very funny joke objectively that Prime is like, oh no, keep me away from Tom King. Why does DC do something about it?
Yeah, do something about it.
You know,
fire
and
him.
And like,
End
yes,
his contract.
Williamson is not the person who has any power here. I'm not saying that. But if I'm DC, if I see people joking about that and getting those swings in, if I greenlight it, I'm gonna go take care of it, right? Like, you can't joke about these things until you go like, I'm wrong, I've made sort of like, there's always that phrase people say where it's like, you know, we're gonna look back on this at one point and laugh. And it's true. Like, a really bad moment, a really bad event, you, as time passes and you grow and you heal, it can become humorous. You can look back and go like, man, can you believe I even acted like that? But it requires that growth and healing and moving forward. If you just keep going like, man, wasn't it crazy that I acted so immature, Andrew? And then I did it next week, and I did it the next day, and I kept doing it and just kept laughing like, that's me. Like, isn't that guy? It stops being funny. It starts being like an excuse. And that's what I got from here. Like, I got torn because I'm like, yes, objectively, Tom King sucks, and these reboots suck. But you're not going to do anything about it, so stop trying to pal around with us. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not
us. You're not the fan.
You're not the fans, and stop acting like it. Like, you're not our friend, you're our parent. Act like our parent, and that's okay, right? But from there we get, wrong one. We get an amazing page of all the Supermen coming together, all of them just wailing out on, whoops, I'll put the background up. Yeah, every single, like, alternate version we saw in the, like, montages, and then a bunch from, like, all over. We have like Earth 2 Kal-El. We have my boy Electric Superman. We have the Green Lantern ring, Batman Superman fusion down there in the corner. So, like, this is how I talk to you about this all the time. Like, I used to be a big sucker for multiverses. Like, that was my favorite thing in comics. And this issue reminds me of, like, this is how I liked it. Where everything was like a distinct style. It felt like you were going to a different world, and then putting all of them together to see, like, sort of the range of, like, these are all the different realities. This is what I'm here for. Like, you remember, it's one of the Crises or the Metals or whatever. There were like the chibi Justice League. Remember that? And then at one point, like, it gets revealed that they got taken over by, like, some evil force, Morrison style, yada, 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 yada. They used to draw them, like, very chibi, where they were, like, flat, almost like they did in Teen Titans. And then when they finally went, oh, we're going to cross them over with like the main DCU. Okay, now when you see them, they're small and like kid proportioned and doll sized, but they're not chibi anymore. And it loses something. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, like I just like seeing them adapted within a constraint instead of just going, we're going to go do whatever we want, I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah.
from there, we get, and this is where, like, I love this scene, Andrew, because in the middle of it all of a sudden, Prime flips into a scene where it turns out that all of his fighting against Black, against the other Supermen, where he just said, like, oh, yeah, I'll take you all on. I can go full off now. It was actually against the Justice League, like, in the tower. And the only reason it stopped is because Wonder Woman used her lasso of truth on him. So completely broken, completely realizing, like, I wanted to be better. Like, this wasn't me. Prime does it. He does a reality punch. But, of course, none of it was real. It was all a manipulation by Black, who now got what he wants. He's back. I guess he's channeling the grimdark, the edgy energies, if you will. And we are... oh, yeah, that's what he said. I'm bloody back, baby, and I got to keep my fancy new powers. Now, what do we reboot first? So, I don't know. This feels... I love this run so much. All I can do is, like, gush its praises. It feels like a... sort of like a classic 90s Superman. I don't know. It just feels fun. It feels good. It feels like...
It's fun comics, imagine.
I know. It's fun comics, playing and respecting comics for the medium they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not being embarrassed and having fun. And God, I love this book so much. Like, it's so good. Dan, I am very glad you took a break and are only, like, focusing on this book now. And I need this as a print. Like, this, just this cover without the trade dress.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Like, you even got you've even got freaking Mullet Clark back there in the 90s panel. Like, it's so good.
Yep.
So good. Oh, and then I laughed at this little bit on the cover too, because look who's here.
Yeah.
New 52.
I still like that suit. I still like that design, but not a good book.
Not a good book. Not a good time for the
Superman.
Superman family.
Yeah, bad time for the Superman.
Remember
family.
how they had Connell?
Except for Red Lantern Court Car.
Yes, that's true. But I'm thinking more like beginning of New 52, and I was gonna bring up.
Oh yeah.
Like, remember when they had Connell hung like this, like for the Ravagers when they first see him, because he's in like the masturbation pod or whatever the hell they had him hooked up to.
Jeez.
All right. So that's Superman. As always, Williamson.
Book continues to be peak.
It's peak. You're on a generational run. Let's hope. Honestly, I'm not seeing any kind of hiccup here. I'm super excited for what comes next, and I think that's what we've said every time we got one of these issues.
They better give us a hardcover of this specific arc with Superboy being in the spotlight.
Yes, and like an Omni. Like, I just want the compact and the Omni and the Absolute Edition, which they still make those. Did you know that?
Yeah, actually, I saw what was it? At my LCS, because my LCS carries just about all of them that come out.
Yeah.
There was a Flash one.
Yep.
I think it was Absolute Flashpoint is what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, kind of tempted, but I'm gonna hold off. Maybe I'll request that as a Christmas present.
Exactly.
At some
I'm
point.
gonna wait for those all like as presents, but it just makes me laugh because I'm like, what happens when you get to absolute Batman? Are you just gonna call it absolute Batman? I kind of want you guys to. It'll be dumb, but I kind of want you guys to stick to your guns.
Lean into it, right?
Yes, lean into it. Exactly. All right, Superboy behind us. Andrew, what do you want to talk now? Where should we jump to next?
Let's stick with DC. Let's hit Abs Bats.
Let's hit Abs Bats.
Because that
headline
book was
issue.
bonkers.
Because this book continues to be... Oh, Superboy, we got to say goodbye to you.
I still haven't gotten caught up and read issue 1 yet, so I've got that Sozo cover for issue 1. But in fact, just because these are variants, I might ask you to send me the your Pakistani guys copies. That way I can just seal these.
Yep.
Because these are, the special variants. But My
the
shop
John
only
Boy
had
one.
one copy of this when I got there, and I got there at like 10:30 in the morning, so like half an hour after they opened.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm so glad that they had one. So this might have been the only one that they got.
I was gonna say, like, it's either the only one or you just happen to get like hyper lucky. I actually didn't buy a lot this week. I only got this Giru Hiru. Oh, I gotta bring myself back so you can see what we're talking about. I got like the Giru Hiru costume swap one, which puts
What? I didn't.
Yeah, Polaris
see that.
Polaris in Wanda's costume, I think is what it is.
Dude, that's
Scarlet
a good
Witch
cover.
costume swap Polaris. Yeah,
That's a
right?
cool
Like
cover.
I love that one.
I
And
like
then because there was like no other book that I was like, I gotta get this week, I went for like I paid a little extra for the Mirka Andolfo ratio variant of Black Cat, but the reason it reminded
Andolfo
me,
is so good.
this was the only one at my shop. And I got there at start, and I was like, this is 1 in 25. So I'm like, did you order like 30 copies? Like, that's weird. I think you remember, I texted you that one day when I'm like, dude, my shop is packed. What the hell? And it was all Catwoman. So I'm like, what are you guys doing? Maybe keep ordering more of the book that is doing really, 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 really well for you guys. But regardless.
The other book that I grabbed, well, I grabbed a few other books, but the one that I'm actually really excited about is this Sonic the Hedgehog 35th
Did you see the foil
anniversary.
one? Foil version of that cover. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go get it for you tomorrow. Like, I saw it.
I didn't even know that existed.
I was like, it speaks to my soul, but because I currently don't have a steady job, I was like, I'm gonna wait. Like, I'll put it to the side for now. I'll get the Black Cat. But oh my god, we gotta get that into your hands of all people. Like, yeah, that cover, foil. I think spot foiled, where all the characters and the gems are foiled. It looked really, really cool. So I'll go look for that for you because it's. Have you read that one yet?
I haven't. I've seen people posting
what is it?
So it's actually it's pretty rad because it's strictly classic Sonic. So this is basically them just doing a super long one shot as though this was taking place during like the old Genesis and
it's like the X-Men throwback series we've been reading.
Yeah,
Kinda.
so it's like
that's
kind of like
awesome.
Sonic Mania or a Sonic CD type of an era, and so all of the art in it is super classic Sonic.
Oh my god, yes!
And it's like really freaking clean. Like Sonic and both Sonic and Metal Sonic like get their hands on the Chaos Emeralds at one point. And they both go super and duke it out for like several pages.
Oh my god, that looks so cool!
And I'm just like, you guys just gave us peak. Can we have like a whole series like this?
That's so fucking crazy. I'm glad. When I saw it, I was like, it's the 35th anniversary. Like, is it? I don't know. I was so confused, but that sounds awesome. I definitely want to read it, especially with that Supersonic Metal Sonic fight in the middle there, dude.
The art is just like so dynamic.
Who is it? Is it Yardley?
I
don't know.
No, I don't think it's Yardley. I actually don't even know. Let me take a look here. So there are. Okay, so there's just a couple of different inkers, but the penciler is Thomas Roethlisberger.
I don't know that name, but I also only know that name in one context. So now I feel obligated.
Roethlisberger. I just think of like the Steelers,
and
right?
that's what I was gonna say. It's like now I'm like obligated to ask, like, is there a connection there? Like,
I genuinely don't know.
I have no idea.
The story is by I'm not familiar with this writer Yasmin Omar Ada. Never heard of him. Her, whatever it. But like all I'm seeing when I flip through it is like peak, and so I'm like, well, it looks like whoever it is gave me peak, and so I don't care what they are.
Man, Sonic fans are eating good lately. You got that special, and then that anime just got announced. The one I sent you.
Was it like a 10-minute long short or something like that?
But that short was then like an or like a preview, like, oh yeah, you're getting more of this. So I'm like, dude, Sonic's finally racing back, I guess. I have no idea.
And next year's the fourth movie.
Already? Damn, that thing is.
Yeah, fourth movie next year.
Those movies are whipping. Oh well, I'm excited to see Amy. I like Amy.
I'm excited to see Amy and Metal Sonic. So
I am too, but you know me, I still. It's my Jimmy watch for this movie. I want Mark II Sonic and Knuckles Mecha Sonic. Like I want to see that one. I don't even care if it's just like he shows up and he gets beaten by the real one. Like cool. I just want to see it in real life. But speaking of mechas and robots and really cool things I wish I could see in real life, we have Absolute Batman continuing his his showdown, his ongoing showdown right now with the Robins. It's not the end of their fight together. It's just the end of this one battle where they tried to arrest him. They ended up blowing up a bunch of just, civilian homes and such. And he decided to let out his anger on them. And now they are engaged in just a cat and mouse style game. It's very much they're the police and he's the vigilante, if you want to break it down to very simple terms. But the main focus of this issue, in case you guys couldn't tell from all of our thumbnails and our titles and everything, is we finally get the backstory into Absolute Harley Quinn, who, if you guys haven't really been reading Absolute Batman, if you've just been following us along as we've been reading it, quick recap of her. She is a very, she's what, teenager, 16 or something?
She's somewhere in her mid to late teens.
Yeah, and she is the leader of Gotham's Red Hood Gang, which is just a gang of young people who are unhappy with how everything's going. They're not, destructive per se, but they're disruptive. They want to disrupt the system all the time. They see Batman and they go, let's link up with him. Let's give him some help. And we've seen Harley prove herself a giant, tech whiz in this incarnation, especially in the last issue where she was using all the jammer technology to hide him and everything. It was great. Unfortunately, as with anybody in the Absolute universe, Harley doesn't exactly have a good upbringing, and that is exactly what we
actually had a really crappy life.
So Andrew and I, we've talked Absolute universe. As with any new universe, you got to do your best to both respect the canon that came before and put a new spin on it. You don't want to go super wild out of nowhere. I mean, you can, but you got to recognize it's going to be way more of an uphill battle to get readers on board. Or you could go the, super safe route, which we kind of saw near the end of the new Ultimate universe, where everybody is just themselves, right?
Yeah, and at that point, it's well, I may as well just read the main line at that point, right? If it's literally no different, and why do I care?
I mean, that's why Marvel canceled it. Hooray! Now you don't have to worry about reading 1610. But
thank God.
Over here in, what's it called? The Omegaverse, I think is what Darkseid called it,
I think it's
right?
technically the Omegaverse,
that what they called it? I liked the name they had for it before. Do you remember when it was Earth, S or something? Earth art, remember they found that Earth and they were it's an untouched new one. We can't get to it. We have no idea what. I think it came out of Metal or Death Metal or Dark Crisis. It came out of one of those. I remember them seeing it and I was like, ooh, mysterious. And now it's Omega Universe. I'm lame. But why I bring that up is because I gotta say, Snyder and Dragotta, or actually this isn't Dragotta, it's
not Dragotta, though their style is somewhat similar.
Werther Deladera. So yes, very similar style, really good job at trying, or
similar paneling.
Very similar paneling. Lots going on. Doesn't go wild like Hayden Sherman, but that's never what Batman, that's never what Absolute Batman has done. But sort of to the point of what I was saying there, so diving into Harley's backstory, we really don't need to go by the minute-to-minute events. Basically, the Robins are hunting Batman. Harley is with Batman and is explaining actively, this is my backstory. Bruce is kind of leave me alone, shut up. But she's no, I know, it's fine. You're panicking. I got us, but listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Remember,
right, she's
Bruce,
trying to tell him something because she's trying
very
to build
important
towards something.
Right, and remember, this is a Bruce who, he's kind of unhinged right now. He learned that his entire life was a lie. His mom was a Court of Owls member. Gordon just got killed, and now everybody thinks he did it. his Batmaning was an experiment by Jack, who came to him last issue and was like, "Yeah, what you gonna do about it?" This Bruce is not thinking straight, and everybody
He's not
is starting
in a good
to see
place
it,
right now,
right? And that's what Harley is going. You need to stop and listen to me. And the entire time he's just going, nope, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
And this is the thing is, yes, he's Batman, but he's not our Batman. So he's not. He's more strategic than your average guy. But this isn't world's greatest detective, Bruce. This isn't like extremely highly educated Bruce, mastermind, all of that. Like, this Bruce can plan ahead, but he's more of a bull in a china shop.
For example, in the last issue, right? Like, if it were not for Harley independently developing those bat drones, he never would have escaped. Like, the Robins would have gotten him.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's a good contrast you bring up, which is like, this is Absolute Bruce needs other people. We know that.
Yeah.
He leans on, like, Selina. He leans on his friends. He leans on Alfred. Now he's going into that, like, Dark Knight, I am on my own, which we even know in the main continuity was a bad path. Like, that's why he got Dick, right? Like, that's why everybody goes, like, you needed a Robin. Otherwise, you were basically going to be, like, a non-lethal Azrael. And you've really needed that.
Well,
sunshine.
yeah, that's why Tim Drake was like, "Hey, you need a Robin, bro."
He's like, and if actually, like, sorry, I got all jumbled up there from excitement, but it's like, you reminded me that that's actually what Tim saw too. The reason he said you need a Robin is because he's like, dude, you've been unhinged lately. Like, something is going on with Batman. Oh, I noticed you don't have a Robin. That's the missing component here. And he went out and he did it. So it's almost like a regressing Batman, which is very, very interesting. But the crux of this is that we learn Harley, as a child, grew up with essentially a single mom. Never knew who her dad was. Her mom, very smart brain doctor, was working on a bunch of projects, eventually learns the secret of Jack Grimm and decides to move her and Harley to a little house just outside of Gotham so that she can be closer to Jack's operation to expose him. She's like, Harley observes in the early part of her story that her mom was very much dedicated to, like, I'm taking him down. Like, this is what we're going to do. As the days pass, her mom starts becoming more distant, is more absent, isn't really around for her. Eventually, one day, Harley is sitting in her room waiting for her dad to come visit for the first time, because she went behind her mom's back, got a DNA test, tracked him down, did that whole shebang, and he said, hey, Harley told him, like, mom's kind of cracking, I don't know what's happening. He said, okay, I'll come check it out. Maybe if you need to be removed, like, I'll come be a dad. And as she's waiting for him to come and see her on the very first visit, her closet door opens. And ever since she's been a kid, it's been a thing. It must have, like, a creaky hinge or whatever, but she's always assuming there's, like, a ghost. There's a monster in there. I don't know what it is, but I'm terrified of it. On that day, she decides, fuck it. Today's the day I'm going to confront that monster. She goes in only to find a secret entrance to Arc M, which is... Yep. I do want to highlight this page for all of you here, because we get another sort of look montage into other Batman villains. And I gotta say, like, what they did with them, like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I was gonna say, yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, that's horrifying.
They're like conjoined twins that only share, like, literally a brain cell. And then I thought this was so cool.
The
like
Calendar Man thing.
Right? Like, we all know Calendar Man. What is Calendar Man? He commits crimes that are themed after holidays. Okay, you work for the Long Halloween, but why are we making you, like, a nemesis? But this one, it plays into the, you know, the imagery of, like, Father Time, Baby New Year, and Harley sees, like, an old man being eaten from the inside out by, like, a new baby bearing the same, like, tattoos and markings as Calendar Man. So it's this sort of, like, bug shedding skin snake thing. Oh, it's so creepy. That's so... You took, like, the lamest villain and you gave him, like, a dark, gross story, but you didn't overdo it, I don't know. It just perfectly hits that line. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, Jethro? And what's going on, Reeve? Happy to have you guys as we break down the horrors of Arc M. But it is at that point that Harley's mom finds her, goes, "Oh dear, what are you doing here? We got to get you out of here." Harley says, "Mom,
and
we got to
notice
go."
that
Like,
she's got the Harley Quinn hat on, and she's got the way that
I'm not
her,
sure what that is. Do you know?
I think it's like a smock or a not a smock.
Oh, you're talking about. I'm talking. Okay, you are right. I was talking about her face makeup, like.
Oh, her face makeup.
Because it's like on half. It's like a splash thing.
I'm not sure.
Maybe she's like, so follow me here, Andrew.
She looks like she's kind of cracked. So
and so like yes, but also like nobody we've seen so far goes so unrealistic, I guess. You know what I mean? Like she does like literally only half of her face, which we haven't seen from a Batman. Anybody absolute, really. Like nobody's leaned into their theming like that. You know what I mean? Like everybody's theme, if you will, was kind of natural. Like Ozzy getting broken and smashed into like the Penguin, or
I mean Two-Face.
Two-Face too. Okay, yeah, Two-Face. But Two-Face got burned. Like there was damage there that caused it to go all blue and everything. So like it just caught me off guard. It's not bad. I just don't know if they're trying to say like this is literal or if it's a visual thing. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to know, what did you think of it? But yes, as Andrew points out, upon meeting Harley's mom, she is wearing a like doctor's smock apron thing with the exact like pattern of
classic Harley Quinn.
Classic Harley thing. And so from there we learned that not only was her mom like I love this. She goes, "That wasn't my mom anymore. Like my mom now wanted to help Jack. She was on her side. That's not my mom. That's Dr. Arkham." And I was like, "Oh, that's so good." And so she runs away.
But the reveals aren't done.
The reveals are, we get a kind of a ton of reveals here. You know what I mean? Like we get one about Scarecrow, which is Harley. And I love this, like, personally, like, I was all a Twitter about this, Andrew, because you know how much ever since they introduced him, I've been like, that Scarecrow
he's
dude. Like,
horrifying.
It's not even the, like, that's the scariest guy I've seen in my life. Like, it's
no, he's
different.
just
like,
downright
it's terror.
scary.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And Harley kind of confirms on page that, like, his entire energy presence is unholy. Like, do you know why the crows follow him? Not because he's like undead and they want to pick. They don't know what the hell that is. And I'm like, dude, this is so awesome. Like, it's so scary. It's so good. But as Bruce continues to like freak out, Harley goes, "No, you need to stop. You're going after your father's corpse to see, like, to get closure on all of this. You're playing into their hands. They are manipulating you. You need to listen to me about how this goes." And eventually Bruce goes, "No, I'm going." And she goes, "Fine, like, fuck it." You know, has that teenage moment. And admittedly, like, a valid, like, frustration moment where she's like, "You want to act like an idiot? You can act like an idiot. I'm out of here." In doing so, she doesn't tell him the end of her story. He only knows that that Harley's mom ended up going to the dark side, if you will. What we learn in our page turn is that her dad is Jack. Literally is Jack Grimm. And Andrew, I don't know about you, but like this scene was actually genuinely scary to me. Like I could feel the terror, because what happens here, guys, is Harley just ran out of Arkham. She's back in her house. She's having this freak out. She hears a male voice from the other room. "Honey, sweetheart, like, are you here?" She goes, "Oh, that's right. My dad is planning to visit today. He can help." She goes out only to see Jack. And Jack's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And she goes, "No, I'm here for my dad." Like, she realizes it as she's like, I'm even getting goosebumps now, man. I'm like, that's so terrifying for her.
And she's all, this is a good note on it. This could have been written into the script in terms of the panel descriptions, or maybe it was just a good choice by the artist. Like, she's holding up that mallet in front of her. Like, I'm holding this thing that's going to protect me.
Like, she is genuinely terrified and scared and, like, runs away right? And then, dude, so in case you guys didn't latch onto this, what the subversion here, or the remixing here is, rather, that Andrew and I were alluding to, is that instead of Harley being, like, Harley Quinn herself being a dedicated, like, fangirl in love with the Joker on his side, instead her parents are Joker and Harley, and like an actual union happened between them. I'm not saying like Joker actually loves this Harley. No fucking way is that happening.
No, not a chance.
They actually had a kid. Like, they copulated. They had a kid. And I don't know, like, that's such a good... When I realized,
that's a
like,
good twist on
when
it.
it was her mom was Harley, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that is like, that's so good.
Her mom was the Harley Quinn.
Her mom was the Harley Quinn, and it's just, it's so good. And then the line down here where she's freaking out, and Jack, like, her mom comes back out, and she's like, no, we're all here, we're gonna be a fit. Like, she's being very fucking terrifying. And Jack, I don't know if you caught it, I'm sure you did, because you're you.
Oh,
he goes, it'll be, like, calm down, Pudding, or give her time, Pudding. And I was like, oh, like, just gross, just awful, just, ugh, like, such good writing out of Snyder here to make me feel that disgusted. You know what I mean? Like, it's but that's all we get out of Harley for this issue. Again, just continuing to drop these bombs that make you want to keep reading more and more and more.
We get one last reveal.
One last reveal, which is Bruce gets to his father's grave, digs it up, opens it. As he does, Scarecrow, at that exact moment, being the creepy guy he is, gives him a call and says, oh, by the way, I have somebody who wants to talk to you. And it appears that the person in chains with Scarecrow is Thomas Wayne. And like, that just leaves Bruce, like, screaming, like, it's not true. Like it's so, because there's this line earlier where Harley says, like, Joker's or Scarecrow's whole thing is, like, yes, he's creepy and uncanny, but he still uses, like he sets the traps. He sets up deep fakes, and he uses, like, all this real world stuff to, like, what you think you're on one trail, but you're actually on this other trail that he's directly setting you on. So you get here, and it's like, is that him? Is it not? Unfortunately, we know Bruce is going to go for it. Like, he's going to take the bait. Harley can't stop him. Pennyworth can't stop him. Maybe this is where Barbara has to come in, because she's coming up in just a couple, like, a month or two. Actually, like, is she August?
I don't remember.
Either way, she's coming up really soon, and we know from the Gordon funeral that she's at least on, like, the Batman side in all of this. So
she's on the Batman side in all of it, and she's also on the Batman workout routine.
Oh, dude. The absolute Batman workout routine.
Specifically the absolute Batman workout routine, yeah.
But as for what comes next, might be cool. We just have to wait and see. I'm still loving this book, and Snyder, you're a madman. I don't know what you want.
He's knocking it out of the park, man. Like, he's genuinely knocking it out of the park.
Like, how do you have two reveals like that back to, like, insane person? Insane. Like, you have two of them and they work. You pulled it off. All right, I think that's all I have for Absolute Batman this week. What about you, Andrew?
Honestly, I think that's all I've got for this book. It's just been absolutely wild.
It's
this book continues to be a highlight.
Oh man, did you see the block? I know we shared it with each other way back when it first leaked, but like that Blocky's Absolute Batman model they're making, they just released better photos of it yesterday, because I think there's like something going on in Shanghai, like a toy convention. That thing is massive, and it looks so good. And it's being Blocky's, it's only going to be like $80. It's crazy. Nice. But we get that. We're getting the animated series. It's all looking good, but
they're being smart and striking while the iron's hot.
They are, but interestingly, I saw a point brought up from Kelly Thompson, the writer of Absolute Wonder Woman, because she's also very active, as Scott is, in, you know, talking to fans about her work. Somebody went to her, I think, on Blue Sky, and was like, okay, we're getting a lot of Absolute Batman love. don't you feel bad that like we don't get any absolute Wonder Woman love? Like, what if they like did that for a movie and based it or whatever, or a video game or yada yada? And Kelly was like, I mean, objectively, that would all be cool, but then at what point does like her being a different Diana lose that? Like, what am I trying to say? She was like, if we make all the versions absolute Wonder Woman, then there's nothing to, like making absolute Wonder Woman special.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, that is 100% true.
That's a decent point.
And I just, again, this isn't on Snyder or any of them. It's like, I fear for what the executives want to do with, you know, absolute Batman's going fucking crazy. Got an ungraded absolute Batman 1 in just a regular poly bag, $400, low end on eBay right now, right? Like,
that's actually stupid.
Absolute Batman is
genuinely stupid.
I mean, you and I have talked about it. Like, this is like a shot of heroin and speed and everything into like the comics industry arm. Of course, they're all taking notice, but will they take the right? Like, are they noticing the right?
Will
things?
they learn the right lesson?
Yeah, exactly. Or are we just gonna like? I'm so worried that with this restructuring and with how much like the Ellisons don't really care about art over there at Paramount, like we're gonna get to if that goes through 2 years from now, they'll be like, here's absolute Teen Titans, and what?
Oh.
It's just the Teen Titans, right? Like
yeah,
it's gonna be lame
Absolute
like that.
Universe is also the wrong universe to do Teen Titans, to be honest.
It's too fantastical, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can accept a Beast Boy. Make
You'd
it
have
a
to
grotesque thing like Poison
ground-
Ivy. Yeah.
You'd have to ground a couple of the characters way too much,
Yeah.
to the point where there wouldn't be much of a point.
to
Not
the
for
point
me.
where like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Smallville or like the CW, because I'm thinking like Garth in the Absolute Universe, probably one of the ones you'd have to bring down just a little bit. But if they had their way, I know they'd just be like, I can shoot water, and it's like, then you're not Garth at all. You're just a kid who can shoot water. That's not even the Teen Titans, right? So, yeah, definitely not the right universe. But what we have now is pretty good outside of Flash, which is getting better. So there's hope over here. Unlike
The last 2 issues have been a marked improvement. I'll give it that.
That's all we're giving it is marked improvement, which is a lot, but it is not
The bar
out of
was
the
low.
it is not out of the doghouse yet. By
The PR
any
is
means.
not a hard one to beat.
No.
I needed to work. I needed to work for it anyway.
All right, but with the Absolute Batman, Andrew, any last thoughts, any last words, or should we jump on out of here?
Let's jump on out of
All
Batman.
right, where would you like to jump now? We are at 15 minutes to 2 hours, so we could either hit like a last book, we could jump into something you want to talk about. Where do you want to do?
Do we have a new? Is there a new Amazing Spider-Man next week?
Next week.
There is next week?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's quick hit Aquaman, and then we'll talk Amazing Spider-Man next week as like a catch-up.
That makes sense, because again, guys, like,
Because we're in Wally B's territory right now anyway.
and
for Amazing
in a nothing is even
And I say
happening
that while
within-
having actually really enjoyed this issue, but
Right.
not because I give a crap about the story that's happening.
No, not at
So-
all. Like, it's a mess. You guys know it's a mess. It's not getting unmessier. We will definitely talk about that next week, because I think next week will be our Spider Week as well. Like, I think there's Venom. I think all that stuff is hitting us. So we'll check in with the webs over there.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jathru asks, any comic arcs for Garth that you'd recommend? Which is actually a good question, because nobody ever gives recommendations for Garth.
And that's because DC largely doesn't give Garth anything to do. That's the genuine, honest
like,
answer there.
Obviously, I would say, go read the classic Teen Titan stuff. But, I mean, that is classic Silver Age comic books. It's going to be...
It's going to be hyper campy.
Yeah, thank you. Hyper campy. Yes, that's the right word. Like, goofy, more than you might be expecting.
It's going to be, writers having the characters say something audibly on the page that the audience didn't need the characters to say that, because the art is literally showing them exactly what's happening. But because Silver Age writers and anybody that tries to emulate Silver Age writers tends to do that, where it's like, I'm just going to basically exposit everything, right? It's like, guys, I have.
To be fair,
this is a visual medium.
To be fair, what the hell else did they have to do in the 1950s aside from read extra explanation? You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, fair enough.
Nobody's got to go home to a live stream. Nobody's got to anybody go in Twitter Spaces or anything.
True.
They're like,
so I may as well waste my time reading
this,
something that's
get
already
shot
been shown.
over in Korea or die in a factory. I'm cool reading like the second explanation of Hal Jordan's ring in this issue. Like, I'm cool with that.
I guess fair enough. Outside of that, honestly, like
Peter David
was
Aquaman,
used,
like that's it. I can think.
And he was used pretty well, in Rebirth Titans.
For like 5 minutes before that book disappeared for
like the first, was it 3 arcs? He
yeah.
actually had some action and stuff to do, and then
wasn't he
nothing.
On like, because okay, remember when he got that look in the 2000s, like his red suit, but then he also like shaved his head and then got like the scar.
Yeah, he got the scar, and then he had like the super short like buzz cut, like almost like the military.
Didn't he
buzz
go
cut.
to like? Wasn't he in a Titans book at that point too?
Well, yeah, that was. Where is it? Hold on. As always, I have the ability to pull things up. Where is it? Titans Hunt. Right here as well.
Oh, right. Oh, wait,
leading from New 52 right into Rebirth.
So like, no, not that suit. So wait, that is what that I was recommending that one as part of Titans, but then there's like the wavy suit he got. That's like black and red. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when he first shaved it and when he got his scar.
Yeah.
Wherever he was at that point, because here's where I'm coming from, guys, is I can see in my head a bunch of good pages of that era Garth interacting with Nightwing. And I'm like, go read that. I can't remember where that happened, because like they weren't in the Titans at that point, or the Teen Titans were there. It was confusing. It was
I think Dick was in the Outsiders at that point.
I think he was.
I think Dick was leading the Outsiders.
That was before Graduation Day too,
which was a really weird like team amalgamation as well.
Which like I'm fine with, but I also
like Roy was there, and then that was it.
To me, I like the Outsiders being a bunch of random gaggles of people, and then Batman being like, you got to have Batman there, like the big guy to like unite them all. I guess I don't know.
Right.
But there's not a lot of Garth, unfortunately. I mean, I was happy to see him in this issue's Emperor Aquaman. Or was it?
He's had a couple of he's
had
a couple of cameos in Aquaman.
It's basically Garth Watch, but hey, we like Garth. There ain't nothing wrong with Garth.
Basically on Garth Watch.
We both did that. Why did we both do that? We both had lisps like off of Garth. That was so weird. Interesting.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get out of human weirdness and hit up the Atlanteans, because we are back with another issue of Emperor Aquaman.
And a new artist.
Oh, it is a new. It's not Tim.
Who actually knocks it out of the park.
Where is the credits page for this issue? It is.
I forget his last name.
Paolo Villanelli. So what is that? Yeah. Like Spanish, Italian, something? We know they're all hitting up those guys.
One of the European artists that they're hitting up because they seem to be putting out like really freaking good work lately.
But we pick up with Aquaman off of the last issue, which was. What happened last issue? I know that he like teamed up with Hal, and I'm not forgetting because it was bad guys. I forget.
No, wasn't the last issue the one where he like dealt with the Starro homeworld?
I thought that too, but
or was that the one before?
I think that's the one before, because he wasn't teamed up with Hal for that one.
Oh yeah, no. The issue before this was him and Hal each got captured by that jerk off who was like who
fake
stole
Green
the Green Lantern.
That's right.
Like,
yeah,
core
like the
name
copyright and everything.
They were
that's
like,
right.
you didn't copyright it. And man, if I was like, wow, you're like taking shots at big corporations that like really like to prey on the little guy. That's funny.
That's right, and that was good. And then that ended with a similar scene to the Starro one, actually, because that's where where Starro detonates all the other Starros. In that one, that's where he's like, Hal, I got this, and he like jumps out and he makes like,
and he just wipes out their whole space fleet.
He basically does like a video game ultimate move, and just everybody's gone. It's pretty great.
It was like oh,
and
okay.
that's where Hal's like, are you still Arthur? And he's like,
Yeah.
kinda. Like, I
Kinda.
am, but also...
Yes? Question mark?
Yeah, yes, question mark. So that's where we pick up. Hal is getting rescued. He, Aquaman... I'll admit, like, I'm having trouble with this beginning because it feels like this beat should have happened at the end of the last issue.
It
with,
should
like,
have.
Hal saying goodbye, and then we should have opened up with Arthur rocketing back through the...
It would have been a
blue
cleaner
portal.
opening to this
Yeah,
issue.
so that's where I'm like, I don't know how to connect us here, but I just did. So Aquaman gets back on Earth. As he does, the Justice League shows up and says, we need to
And
talk.
props to the artist or colorist, I guess in this case, for actually having the blue cape for Bruce here.
Right.
Since that
Like,
is what he's wearing
that is
currently
what he's rocking
in the,
right now.
in the Fraction run.
I will admit this, though. The way this is, like, framed on the page, it feels like it's a wide.
It feels like it's half of a double page
Right,
spread.
and the other members of the
Yeah.
Justice League are over there.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It's weird. But not a big deal. Just funniness that Andrew and I can laugh at. Anyway, guys, we check back in with the Arthur team. Team Aquaman, I guess you want to call him.
Yeah, Team Aquaman, Team Atlantis.
Which
I
is
don't know what we're calling it.
Mara, Lorelai, and the ancient magician woman who I totally... Oh, Vivian.
Vivian, yeah.
Again, this is
Vivian,
what we were talking about at the
Vivian,
beginning,
yeah.
where it's like, I don't really... I like them. Like, I love Lorelai. Like, I'm super excited to see her back in continuity, but it's also like, you're not giving me enough to care about following them along.
You got to give us more to chew on.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's the right. Yes, and you're only giving us, like, right here, it's a page, right, of, like,
Yeah.
their overarching, like, situation, like the slice of life stuff, and then they get into their Aquaman part of the plot, which is like, good, okay, like, that's all, it all works. But yeah, like you said, it's just scattered, weird. Again, maybe it works great in the trade. We could go ask Adams right now, as he is live over on World War Comics.
Yeah.
But, so, with that, we get the Team Aquaman discovers that Mara's mom, who is back, is our main villain, has been our main villain, is actually doing a uniting of the realms, if you will. She's
doing her own Legion of Doom here.
Yeah, but it's like the
More like her
Sinister Six.
20,000 Leagues of Doom.
Oh shit! Hire this man. What are you doing writing for Rippaverse? You are an Aquaman writer, like ready to go.
Jeremy Adams can keep writing as long as he wants. If DC wants somebody to write Flash,
it's like Jeremy Adams is in that life raft, and he'll be
Blood in
fine.
the water.
But you can see the Andrew fin. But yeah, so Mara's mom is making her own 20,000 Leagues of Doom. It is a collection of all of Aquaman's greatest enemies. And Andrew, I honestly got to this page. I can't remember if they've ever done this for Aquaman.
For Aquaman specifically, I don't think they have. Because I looked at this page and I'm like, I can't recall ever seeing all of these villains on the same page before. And it's possible that I'm just like not remembering. That's entirely possible.
No. Because they have fucking Kordax on there. Nobody like he has not shown up for shit. So like I know
most
that he's
of these
never
characters haven't, to be honest.
Legend.
When was the last time we saw the eel?
I only remember the eel because he's like the most like regular supervillain he has is why I remember him. Like he's got like a really dumb name but basic, goggles and a black suit, and I'm like,
yeah,
pretty easy. And of course Black Manta and Ocean Master, that's easy, that's duh. But yeah, I got
his two villains that are actually worthy of note and actually show up fairly regularly
and actually like do anything. So yeah, but yeah, like seeing them all here, I went like, oh, this is the first time they've done it for Aquaman. Kind of about time. You and I talk all the time about how the Jeff Johns run really brought Aquaman out of that Super Friends trap. You know, do you talk to fish? Haha. Nobody's making those jokes after New 52.
No, nobody makes those jokes after New 52.
But then,
not if they read the run.
But then Johns goes into that trench stuff, and then he goes into more like Justice League-y, you know, War of Atlantis, Ocean Master stuff. He doesn't necessarily sit with all the old Aquaman lore. So
he doesn't spend a lot of time expanding on updated versions of existing Aquaman mythos, right? He said he builds out his own Aquaman mythos, like with the trench and all that, which is cool.
It was cool,
right? That worked, and that's what they partially based that first James Wan film off of, right? They utilized the trench.
Yes.
And that worked, right? But you still have a lot to draw from, and look, a lot of these villains haven't really seen much action since the Bronze and Silver Ages.
I mean, yeah, like
so
Jonathan right here, he's like, the fisherman's back? Dang, like, yeah.
Like, you actually have an opportunity here, and I don't think most comic fans would balk at the idea of reinventing and updating a good portion of them. Like, make them feel dangerous, make them feel like worthy of being in the rogues gallery of a character that's on the level of current Arthur.
And even like
current Arthur doesn't care about the eel.
I think we're gonna find that out very, very quickly. Like, let's be very clear. I don't think the eel's gonna be anything but a jobber. But like, yeah, like not only in that sense,
his entire gallery at this point though is jobbers is the problem. Like aside from Ocean Master and Manta, and even then, like Black Manta, he's gonna school Black Manta. Ocean Master, he's still going to beat pretty handily, at least current like. Part of the blue.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It will be the thing where like they'll clash, and Ocean Master will be like, Arthur, I always, because he could control the ocean better than you, and he'll go,
not anymore.
Boom, and just like
annihilate
him. But also from the sense of like making these villains feel dangerous, this is something I feel like they should have done during the first movie or the Snyderverse. But like, you kind of got to sell to everybody that he's a superhero.
Yeah.
Like we really didn't lean into that for Aquaman for a long time. He was that joke. Super Friends never touched on any of this stuff. So like, yeah, like I was like, dang, it's about time you had this moment where it's like, oh yeah, here's all of his villains who are coming out to get him. Like every superhero has that moment. Where was Arthur's? And we finally kind of got it, which is like, oh my God. Oh, dude, I feel so dumb. Okay, we've been talking about villains, Aquaman villains, and you've been talking about Black Manta, and I have too. I thought you were just bringing up because he's like a villain. I didn't realize he's actually here.
Yeah, he's in the background.
I genuinely didn't notice that he's here. Like, why doesn't he get a name tag? Like, I don't. He's even standing behind what's her name in that panel, in that inset panel, and I didn't realize that until right now. Anyway, enough of me being a big dum-dum. So, yes, we learned that Mara's mom is just going to be, is trying to unite them all to kill Arthur. Very standard plot, nothing out of the ordinary. Team Aquaman tries to run and, get word back to Arthur. They get caught, a scrap ensues, and they are just rushing and trying and scrap. Eventually, what was it? I forget what happens.
Vivian gets away, and then
that's right.
She takes over one of the ships, and then she crashes the ship into their little court, and
that's right.
steals Mara and what's her face away.
Lorelai back. Yeah.
Lorelai. Yeah.
And then they get back to Arthur right as
as Arthur's getting there, and that's where we get that's where we get Garth Watch.
That is where we get Garth Watch, guys. We get Garth. He goes, Jackson.
Garth and Jackson's there,
which is I feel like, okay, like again from the editorial perspective, regardless of how you guys might feel about him, the fact that you were like, we're gonna revamp Aqualad, and you made Jackson, and you did all of this marketing on him, and you put him on the Young Justice show as like a lead,
and then did nothing with it.
And this is where he's ended up. Like that's insane to me. Even Jason, even Stephanie Brown is doing something right now, like. And there's 90 other Robins at any given moment. So absolutely wild, just in general. But that's a problem for Andrew Rodriguez, DC writer, to fix on his next run. What doesn't need fixing is that Jeremy Adams finally... Wait, are you muted? Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure...
Yeah, because the dog's barking.
No, I just saw it move, and I was like, "Oh God, did I break something?" So good. Just wanted to make sure.
No, Ace is just barking because he thinks he pays bills.
He thinks he pays rent. He acts like it at the very least. But before we get to Garth Watch, we get to the scene that Andrew and I have been gushing over all stream, all day. probably will continue gushing over until you guys are sick of it. But with the Justice League, you know, they go, we need to talk to you. We've seen you and we've heard reports of you doing absolutely insane stuff. You can travel, like, interplanetary travel with water now. Like, what did you do? Like, Hal told us about your fight against the, the copyright Lantern Corps, I guess is what I'm going to call them. And, oh, yeah, and then...
The Corps TM.
Yeah, the Corps TM, yes. And then even Hawkman there goes like, no, this isn't just reports. Like, I saw it. Like, I was teamed up with it. I fought him in KO.
I fought your ass in KO, yeah.
And it was... that was such a good moment, though. Like, Air versus Sea, and Arthur's like, come on, you moron. Like, Air never wins against Sea. But they all basically, you know, gather together and go, Arthur, what's going on? We need you to talk to us. What is happening? And he goes, here's the truth. I don't even really know what's happening. I've got a new power. I'm trying to do the best I can. And, you know, and he references, like, at the end of DCKO, we all got visions. Like, all the combatants got visions about the future. I'm trying to prepare and save us from my vision. So that's
and I'm glad that Jeremy Adams didn't have him do the, like, typical superhero thing when they've got, like, some special power complex going on where it's like, you guys wouldn't understand and I don't need to tell you anything. Then they walk off in a huff, blah, 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 blah. And now the rest of the league is sus about them, yada, yada. We've seen this played out a billion times. No, instead, he just comes clean and he says, look, I can do these kinds of things now. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm just doing my best to try and protect my people and my planet from what's coming, right? And that's an honest answer. What I also like is that Barry's just chilling here.
I laughed at that too. I wanted them to at least, like, or how do I put this? When I was reading, I was like, I think they should have had a little bubble that was like, why is Barry here? Oh, because he's your friend, right? Like, he's not the active, or this is the big seven nowadays with Terrific. Like, I wanted some acknowledgement of Barry being actively chosen to be there despite his powers because he's friends with Arthur, which I assume that's the implication. I just kind of, I don't know why I would have liked a verbal thing out there. I don't know why. Anyway, but then we get this is where, so with Arthur being interrogated by the League and the League telling him, like, we're just worried, we want a plan, we want to make sure you're okay, and even Arthur calling out Batman going like, you just want to make sure, like, you have a contingency if I go evil, isn't that, like, you just want to know all that so you can plan. And everybody, you know, kind of goes silent, and Bats is like, I mean, and then Arthur just drops his dick on the table and says, if that happened to Batman, there's nothing you or anyone could do to prepare. And my friends, when I tell you I read that panel and just went, finally, I am, like, out loud, because I was like, this is Arthur. This is where Arthur always should be. Everybody should be shitting their pants at Arthur at any given moment. Under, like, Superman, maybe. And maybe Batman, because he's just generally scared. But, I mean, he's an elemental force now. He kind of always has been. But now it feels...
But now he literally is.
Now he's
the embodiment and avatar of the blue.
Of the freaking
now
blue.
He's got these crazy new powers that, honestly, like, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to, and weaker writers do this, of just wanting to add new powers, and just because cool thing is cool, so I'm going to do it, right? Instead of thinking about how does this actually affect the storytelling, right? Does it make sense in the constraints of the storytelling, the current scope of the narrative, right? Jeremy Adams gave Arthur a really big power up here, but he's handling it well so far. There are still larger implications to it that I think will have to be addressed. Like, is this something that we're maintaining going forward? Because if that's the case, like, Arthur jumped up a couple of tiers in the ratings, right?
Well, like Arthur, and then the general DC universe now. Because if you keep this, Andrew, you have to also, like, not just the Arthur of it all you have to deal with, but what is he doing right now? He's connecting every freaking planet via, like, an Atlantis-based portal. So now, as a writer, you're going to have to, like, go, oh no, there's a problem on Thanagar. It'll take them time to get there, and by the time they get there, the villain won. It's like, you can't do that anymore. Because you have a freaking So now
just contact Arthur. Unless the lighthouse thing at the end of this current arc gets
like blown
up, right, or destroyed or disabled or whatever reason, Arthur decides, hey, maybe this wasn't the best idea, maybe this is dangerous, so he shuts him down. Whatever the reason is, unless that happens, then you've created a universe-spanning continuity burden.
Yes.
That other writers will now have to take into account. You don't get to just ignore that.
I mean, even if you wanted to ignore every, like, let's say just the on-page events of this Aquaman run, you still have to contend with the fact that there now exists the Blue. Like, I'm sorry, guys. It's a giant... If you're a good DC writer and you're actually aware of what is going on, it's a major shift to introduce the Blue with the red and the green, and this
You effectively did Water Speed Force.
I honestly, I kind of just want to hit the outro. That's the perfect way to put a stamp on it. Like, Water Speed Force. That's what it is. It absolutely is.
Instead of speed magic, it's water magic. Right?
Water magic, I ain't got to explain shit. And that's kind of, I kind of like that that's how he's been operating. But back to to your point, I wanted to, your point about having him deal with the power and he's not being angsty or anything. I also liked that we got that from Adams over here with Hawkman, right? Because they go like, what are you preparing for? And he just goes like, the end. And Barry's like, oh my, that doesn't help. I'm still worried. And Hawkman goes, Barry, chill. We're not here to punish him. We're not here to arrest him. We're here to ask if he needed our help. We know Arthur. He's a king. Of all of us, he's the nobleman. If he needs help, he'll come to us. And it's I think this might be the second time I brought it up to you this week. Oh, because we were talking about Ray and Spider-Man. It's oh shit, where was I going with that? I don't even remember now. Damn, that train I thought derailed really hard. Aquaman and Blue. I don't know. It'll probably come back to me, guys. But I don't know. I guess we'll just keep going. I liked that. Oh, that's what I liked. That Hawkman was we're not going to fight him.
He was in his corner.
Yeah, he's you are. We know you. This is the connection I dropped. It's the opposite of fucking superior Spider-Man. And we talked about it earlier today because we were talking about Ray, and you were like, why does Ray's relationship with Peter work over any of the other attempts we saw with Harley Cooper or MJ or well, not MJ, but Brand New Day MJ. You guys know what I mean. And it's because in that Superior era, everybody had to act stupid for the plan to the story to happen. I sent a tweet to Andrew the other day where it was the only two people who realized Peter wasn't there was fucking Cyclops and Green Goblin. Norman, sure, obviously one of our favorite moments, period. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, it set up one of the best scenes in any Spider-Man comic.
It's you. So good. But then
the one and only.
Cyclops even admits in that page, he's I've only teamed up with him a couple times, but this doesn't seem like it's him. Right? And so with Ray, her naivete, her innocence, all that works because that's actually true. She's not ignoring what she knows, and she's not being dumber than we know her to be. She's genuinely confused to all this. So what I like here is that just everybody isn't acting stupid. They're going, okay, Arthur, we know you. We're not going to shit our pants. We're not going to forget everything that just happened. You're our friend. We trust you. Even Batman kind of technically allows
he kind of half apologizes.
Well, he kind of he does the not apology thing where Arthur goes you want contingency plans, and he goes quiet, and that's the thing of Batman admitting okay, you got me. Literally, what do you want me to say? And I think both him and Arthur and probably the rest of the league at that moment realized this is not the time for this battle. You know what I mean? This is so out of the scope of what we're dealing with right now. We'll get to it. We'll get to you, Bruce. But yes, so from there, Aquaman returns home by jumping out of the watchtower, which I don't know, man. That's
pretty dope.
It's pretty fucking dope. That was so cool. And he gets home and he says, don't worry, Justice League just wants to watch on us. They're going to, I'm sure they're putting satellites to watch us, but hey, they're our friends. We trust them. And it's at that exact moment that Mara and everybody return and say, hey, you got like the Legion, or you got 20,000 leagues of, or Legions of Doom, Leagues of Doom, Doom Leagues, whatever, coming at you. There's trouble. But
and now you also have Poseidon.
Before Arthur can even blink to that news, Poseidon arises from the oceans and basically goes, brother, this isn't it. Like, this is my house. Get the hell out of my house. And that is
I have a feeling he's specifically not happy about the lighthouse thing.
Ooh. Oh, man. What if it's something like, I purposely kept all the planets separated so that, like, it's like a power thing, right? Like, I can keep my power here, I don't know. That would be sick. I didn't even think that far ahead. My thoughts on this was just like, like, this is a foe that might actually present Arthur some trouble.
Right, like, this is and to be honest, who else in even his potential sphere was going to be able to? Well, like, realistically.
So there's a moment here where somebody says it. Yeah, Vivian. Is it Vivian who says it? Yeah, she says, "We have a window." No. Vivian. It's focusing on Vivian's face there, but I think it's Mara's mom.
It's Mara's mom that's saying it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we have a window. In the next few hours, this so-called emperor will have to answer to someone beyond this realm, a being as capricious and as he is jealous. Right? Honestly, my first reaction there was Spectre, and I was like, "Is the DC Christian God that pissed off at like the blue? That's crazy. Like I can get it." But then they went Poseidon, and I'm like, okay, still good, still gonna be fun.
Keeping it in house.
Yeah, keeping it in house. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, guys, this issue, this is where Aquaman should have been, kind of forever at all times.
For a long time.
And
like elevated
nice
to a place of genuine importance.
Like, he should be on like Shazam tier or what, I don't know. Like, he's an 07 member. There's a reason he's an 07 member. You don't just throw anybody into that role. I don't know. So, again, I don't know if you guys heard this when my mic was leaking through, but Andrew informed me before we went live that according to Adams, Emperor Aquaman continues by the scale of its, like, seashells. You know what I mean? Like, every issue, Adams apparently is like, wow, I can't believe I'm getting another one. And, I mean, where do I want to go with this? I get it that it's Aquaman and it's hard sell, but I don't know. Like, this is...
It sounds like a hard sell conceptually. Yeah. I think amongst comic fans, it shouldn't be, but I think it is because of just the breadth of the gap between worthwhile runs. Because the last run before this one that was worth even half a damn and was admittedly fantastic was Johns' run in the New 52.
But there were runs after that, yeah.
There were runs after that were okay or middling or just bad. Like, you had freaking Kelly Sue DeConnick on a run at one point. And while I'll give her credit that she, like, presented a couple of interesting ideas in the first arc, she didn't go anywhere with it because she's not a good writer.
And I think that you just hit, like, the central problem with Aquaman is that the writers they put on it, unless, like, you know, your Jeff Johns, your Peter Davids aside, they don't commit. Yeah. Right? Like, there's all of this stuff, this high fantasy, this blue, this suit. You can go lots of different directions with Aquaman, but too many of them either go like, but he's still just the fish guy. Or they go, that's a little too out there. I don't know. Or people like, they get in their heads about it. And you just end up with a middling, like, Black Manta's gonna stab me again.
Oh. Wow.
Okay, cool. See you. I don't know. You're gonna live. See you in the next crossover. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, you got to be willing to take big swings, and Jeremy Adams has been able to. There were a couple of issues there right after KO that it was like, I'm not, like, this issue's just kind of or okay for me. And I remember saying when we talked about it on the show, like, I think this is like after effects of KO right now, and Adams is having to like reorient
Well,
and get his bearings again.
It was, but then I think it's also what I said at the time, which is like, you're right, but it also felt like Aquaman was where we had to, like, Adams was the one who was telling us all about the damn visions and the energy, and it's like, none of that happened in KO or any of those books.
Yeah.
He's now, not only does he have to contend with the status quo change of DCKO, now he's had it fallen into his lap that he has to explain where the hell we are, which is like, good luck, because, well, not good luck, it gets easy, but it's confusing. Because it's like, why are we breaking it down here? Why didn't anybody say anything in KO? Why is this not like the DC advertising thing? You know what I mean? Remember when not Secret Wars, Infinity was coming for Marvel, right? And all those books were like 8 months until time runs out, and like they were counting down to it happening. That feels like the gravity we should be giving this prophecy, that everything is ending and everybody has a vision, and this is literally the only place anybody is talking about it is Aquaman, and has been, like, because this, remember, it's Aquaman
with any level of consistency.
Scene. Yeah, well,
because the first issue of Justice League Unlimited after KO was over, like they reference
that's their whole reason for getting the villains. Getting the
villains added into the team. And then well, to be fair, I don't know if it's been referenced since, because I dropped the book because I was just not interested in the plot.
It's turned more towards like the central plot being that the villains are now trying to be like brought in and rehabilitated by, like, they're focusing way more on that instead of like the overarching bit of it, which is like we fucking bit, like, I don't know, man, like, sure, maybe the amnesty and working as like a deputy for the League is a new thing, but how many, I feel like I've seen this trope a zillion and 4 times, and there's most of the time there's only one or two ways it goes. It goes like they're redeemed and they're good, or they're not, and they're bad again. Yeah, and so
they've been plotting the whole time. Oh, shocker! Right?
Oh man, and it's all like
you don't say
in between the panels, right? Like off.
Villains did villain things.
No way! Lex Luthor is being mean and deceptive. Who the hell could have seen that coming? Like,
not I.
Kind of like what we were saying at the beginning. Like, if you just keep repeating these things, it gets boring. You gotta do something with them. But that is all I have for Aquaman. Andrew, what do you have for Arthur? Anything left?
I think Arthur needs to keep going, to be honest. I hope the book sales pick up, and Jeremy Adams gets to be on for issue 50.
You know what we need? 100. We need a In-Hyuk Lee cover of Arthur in like the king pose, like holding a trident.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Right? And
that'd be dope.
In-Hyuk for, I don't know why, that style right now is like, that is how you would sell it.
Yeah.
But all right, with Aquaman down, Andrew, anything else you want to bring up, quick hit, recommend, talk about before we head out of here?
Honestly, no. Unless you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, see if you can get a copy of this. I haven't even read it yet, but I flipped through it. It looks beautiful. So I'd recommend that if you're a classic Sonic fan. Beyond that, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to Room of Requirement, where Mary and I put out new Harry Potter lore videos. In fact, she and Dylan just finished wrapping up editing on. Oh, that's awesome! I love that.
This is the graphic I made that I lost, and I was like, "Where the hell did it go?" And I finally found it. Yeah,
that looks great.
Go subscribe. Class is in session, nerds. We're
only in session, you nerds.
4 or 5 months away from Harry Potter 2.0,
this is true.
Pottermania, that's the phrase I'm looking for. Pottermania 2.0. So if you want to get caught up on the lore, if you even just want to know things, if you just want to hear Andrew's sexy dulcet tones more than on this show, go check that out.
I don't use my normal voice for my videos, at least.
True.
And then make sure you pre-order Arcstream False Start #1. The covers A through C are only available to pre-order up through the 24th of this month. So you guys have, 15 days left?
You have like 2 weeks, essentially, to get your pre-orders in for this.
After that, cover D will be the only one available on our website. That's also the cover that you can currently get on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Target and Walmart. Which is
so
pretty
weird.
Wild.
That's so...
It's pretty
like,
wild.
It's good weird, but it's like, whoa, we can actually say that now. Again,
Yeah.
like, I'm still... It happened this week, guys, with your... What special came out today? Like, the heroine... No, there's, like, the Heroines of the Rippaverse cover for whatever came out this week. But it was on League of Comic Geeks, and it was, like...
Oh, yeah.
All the entries for all the variants, and I was like... I don't know. I still get excited about that. So you see that on Target. You see that on...
That is pretty cool.
It's crazy. Look at that. Jathru's already got cover A all the way. Yes,
Appreciate
I love
you, bud.
that cover A. I love cover B. I love cover C. I love cover D. I love Arcstream because I've read the first one, guys. Or I read Ripazine number 5. It's good. Personal recommendation. Read it whenever it gets re-released in like a year in like a new collection.
Hopefully.
But let's see. For me, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I would have only promoted everything Andrew had. I guess I will just do one quick rec. Everybody, go read Fury of Firestorm. This book is incredible. Again, I read it and I go, like, how is Jeff Lemire so bad and then so good? Like, you got to play to his strengths. But that's really all.
How is he writing both Absolute Flash and this? Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is it the same person? And then this, I just want to like bring up because it's been like a question mark on my head. It's not a long thing. Don't worry. We got a new Fantastic Four First Steps tie-in comic this week, and I'm like, what happened?
What?
Why? Yeah, this is way out of like marketing realm for it. And there's more coming.
Where was this when the movie was coming out?
That's what I mean. I'm like, it was like kind of back
like
to
I already
Superman.
wouldn't have had any interest in it
Exactly
whatsoever.
what I
But
was
like
getting at.
the-
Exactly
your
what I was getting at.
potential audience, if they were going to have interest in it, would have been when you were marketing the film.
Because now it came out, and the Superman connection I was getting at is like, it did okay,
Yeah.
and everybody kind of went, okay, cool, we're done. Doomsday, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know any Fantastic Four shooters out there. Like, people like Vanessa Kirby, and the guy who played Johnny in Thing. That's about the biggest impact that movie had on anything, unfortunately. So it's like, all right, release Dragon Man #1 in September. Okay, like,
Yikes.
I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
And I really just I want to be the fly in that wall and be like, what happened? Clearly,
Yeah.
like that I guarantee
Somebody flubbed scheduling.
Yep, because
big time.
I know that was like planned for like the lead up, and then I don't know, couldn't tell you. But yes, guys, we are out of here for tonight, hitting right up against that 2.5 hour mark. Go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Subscribe to Room of Requirement. Subscribe to us. Go pre-order Arcstream #1. We will be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for more intellectually honest comic book talk. Go subscribe to all of Andrew's stuff, because I know with him streaming again, you got to get the alerts. It's an exclusive club. So
Yes.
I'll see you guys on his streams. I'll see you guys on my streams when they come back. I don't know. I don't really have anything else. Ta-da! I don't know. Andrew?
We're out of here.
Take it easy, everyone. And remember, the sales copy or the solicit copy is the sales copy. You've got to read the real issue. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Amen.
We'll see you soon.
Never before
Come
have
on.
we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?